Salut à tous, c'est Relate. Alors j'ai enfin réussi à choper The Vidéo, la vidéo que vous m'avez tous demandé, c'est-à-dire l'intégralité du CODXP à Cologne commenté en anglais. Je vous donne rendez-vous aussi le 5 avril sur ma chaîne pour suivre la Team Millennium quand même qui sera à Las Vegas pour un des plus gros tournois du monde, avec quand même 1 million de cash prize à la clé. Donc j'espère que vous serez nombreux sur ma chaîne à soutenir la Team Millennium, à les supporter. Donc n'oubliez pas, notez bien tous dans vos agendas le 5 avril, ça va durer il me semble 3 jours. Donc je vous proposerai l'intégralité, je vais tout vous streamer sur ma chaîne, donc restez connectés sur ma chaîne avec moi, j'assure qu'on passera un très bon moment ensemble. Donc voilà, n'oubliez pas, notez bien Relate sur votre agenda. Bon allez, je vous dis à bientôt, j'espère que vous apprécierez la vidéo. Et je vous dis au revoir pour une prochaine vidéo. Allez, ciao.
We also have Kevin, George's Prodigy, and Corintin Hussein Gottaga.
Beast. Absolute beast. But you know, for the supremacy lineup, we've got Zula, Agony, Getsum, and Lowen. Now, that lineup, if you're French, you know that's a good lineup. I mean, some of those players, you've got Lowen and Agony, such a strong duo. Every time they play together, they just seem to go absolute ham. The question is, who is going to be able to produce the goods? I mean, right there you can see the supremacy lineup on your screen right there. You've got Lowen, Getsum, Agony, Zula, and they look pretty confident in that picture, I'm not going to lie.
No, they do look very, very confident in that picture. Now, a lot of people talking about these two teams. They are so interested to see what's going to happen. I mean, the Supremacy versus Sensation game in the qualifiers was actually one of the most watched games in the entire tournament.
It was one of the closest games as well. I mean, it literally went all the way down to the wire. And we just see there on your screens the Millennium lineup, and you got Carnage, Triple B, you got Targa and DZT, and they look pretty comfortable. You know, this is one of those games which really, the occasion isn't going to affect either of these two teams. This isn't one of those things where you can say, oh yeah, you know, the stakes are going to affect it. Not at all. Both these two teams are full of experience. They both know what's on the line. I expect a fantastic game ahead of us.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be close, and it's certainly going to be exciting. Like I said, a lot of people debating this game. They're unsure. There is so much strength and depth in these two teams.
Of course.
It's almost impossible to tell. Like I said, Millennium, they're edging it a little bit. A few people think they're going to win because it is Millennium.
They have that reputation behind them. They have that reputation of being the best team in France, having the best French players on that team. But you can't live off that reputation. I think today is going to be the time where we can see if Millennium win and they do so in good fashion, you can start to favour them in LA. Because right now, it's kind of a hit and miss. We've seen them online. They played very well, but as we keep saying, you know, this is at LAN, this is on System Link, this is a completely different ball game. There's no connection issues at all. You know, this is where we can really see how good this Millennium lineup truly is.
Anything can happen on LAN, and it frequently does. So we're going to see which one of these two teams is going to win that elusive ticket to LA. And I believe, as you can see, setting up behind us, the wonderful A-Spec. So we're going to shoot over to him for his interview.
With Nordic now being wrapped up, it's time to get into a little bit more thicker play style. It's time for the French teams to come together. We got two players right here that are definitely, well, they got definitely quite a history behind them. It's none other than Zyler and Prodigy. I'm going to start with you, my man. Have you been dancing lately?
No.
No?
No.
All right, well, fair enough.
Maybe.
Un petit peu.
Un petit peu.
Un petit peu. Okay, that's perfect. Coming out here, you're going to be up versus these guys. We've been playing really well throughout the qualifiers. How do you think you're going to be handing it up versus them?
I think it'll go good. I expect to go good. I want to win a 2-0.
2-0?
Yeah, to have no stress. And if we play our game, it'll be a 2-0. But we don't know. We'll see.
At Reflex GT, you guys really underperformed, meeting killer.fish in the semifinals and actually again in the lower bracket final, finally getting knocked out. Do you think LAN is a problem for you guys?
Not really. At the Reflex GT, the problems was that I was sick and Jablo didn't sleep, so we were in a bad day, but it happened, so we assume it. And right now we'll show to people that we can do better, and we'll try to do better.
Cool, then we will definitely see that. Zyler, he claims that they were sick at Reflex. What do you think? Is he talking the truth there? What's going on there?
I think Millennium is a great team, and it will be really hard for us to beat them, as we didn't really practice lately. We had like 5 or 6 scrims in a month. We just played the qualification and we won by 5 points. And yeah, I hope we will show our best today and hopefully win. Yeah.
You had a really difficult time last week in the qualifier because you were one of those 7 teams that needed to get to the quarterfinals, and you actually managed to actually do that in the end. How was the fight last week? Like, what was like? You knew the pressure was on, but how did this work within the team? Like, what sort of communication was going on there?
We are like really pumped. We needed to beat fariko.allstars, then TCM, and we made it. That was amazing for us. Yeah.
Nobody expected that, by the way. I want to point that out.
Nobody.
So, guys, I'm gonna not leave you. I'm gonna send you back to your desk because you all want to get warmed up and ready to go. Zyla, you as well. Prodigy as well. Let's get this one ready. France is gonna play this one out, and then, well, we'll see where it is gonna go. However, some of the best teams from France right here on the floor. But we got 2 British guys ready to talk all about that right now. Benson, how about you and Bryce pick this one up?
Okay, welcome back. Let's say we're about to get France underway, and an interesting thing to take away from that interview, Zyla did not seem confident at all.
Kind of defeated himself there. I'm not gonna lie, saying they qualified just. I mean, 5 points was all they had between them and Sensation. They managed to get the qualification. Congratulations. They only scrimmed 4 or 5 times since qualifying.
I was shocked there. They did not seem confident. That changes things a little bit.
It does.
That is mindset right there. He's pretty much come in not to win.
Unless this could be. Maybe it's a bit of a mind game. Maybe it's we haven't practiced at all, and they've been practicing every single day.
Maybe.
Hey,
but he genuinely looked.
He did. I'm not gonna lie. It did look.
Millennium looked like if they believe they can 2-0 them. It's going to be interesting to see how they play here. I mean, if they lose that first map, that could be all over.
Yeah, I mean,
he didn't look confident.
The thing is, the French are renowned for being probably the best nation at search and destroy that exists. They're just so good. And every time we saw a French team come up against anyone in the qualifiers, if they got to S&D, they won. It was as simple as that. They just do not lose search. So to have 2 of the best French teams step behind us, S&D being second map, it's going to be close no matter what. And it's either is going to be that confidence thing that we've just seen there with Supremacy. Zyla pretty much admitting defeat already. That's really surprised me. I mean, I would have thought they would have come out, talking a bit of smack, but they seem relatively confident there as the camera pans across them. A few smiles, and it's a weird one. It could just be that mentality of we have nothing to lose.
Most certainly could. I said neither of these teams, obviously Supremacy, they seemed a bit nervous.
They did. They seemed very nervous.
And Millennium seemed quite confident. He was sitting there, arms crossed, like, we've got this. We've got this.
Walking around the venue, in between the breaks, Millennium, they've just been chilling out. They've not been worried. They just seem to be enjoying themselves.
Which is probably the only team we've seen do that. Yeah. Because every other team here
is panicking.
We haven't seen, obviously, if you're sitting at home, is we've seen all the players interact with each other and their opposite numbers. You all see them stealing glances at the other team going, I reckon we can do them. He's playing all right. He's playing very well. That sort of thing. Yeah. Millennium have just been sitting in the corner chilling. Yeah,
they're just like, yeah, we'll win. It'll be fine. And you know what? Let's start off on board with Millennium, and a big cheer from, I think that was Millennium themselves. But you can see, once again, the spawn's being manipulated. It seems everyone is going to be doing that. But we're on board with the Frenchman. So it's going to be Gataga, first of all. He's on that hard point. It is currently contested. Has 1 to his left, 1 to his right. Shuts down 1. Unfortunately, couldn't find the others. But it looks like Millennium have not actually got control of this hard point early on.
No, they most certainly don't, but there we go. Gataga moving in with his teammate. Can they get it in there? Agony picking up 1, no, Gataga, Agony picking up 2. Lowen picking up Agony. Lowen going, and these 2 teams are really going for it right now. Whatever nervousness they might have had seems to have already evaporated.
I'm pretty sure it was mind games. I'm pretty sure this was mind games. I'm not going to lie, because they look very good early on. It is very early, too early to tell, but judging from what we can hear behind us, they are very pumped up for this game, and they do not sound nervous at all. I think they're just going, all in. May as well play their hand, just go all in, let's go for it. We only get 1 shot, this is it.
Yeah, most so there we go. Gataga getting taken down again. He's actually done quite a few times pushing this hard point, and there we go. It does actually look like Supremacy taking the lead at the moment, and there we go. Setting up now for the next one.
Yep, Supremacy off to a blinding start. Playing very, very well so far. Lowen's going to have to backtrack as, oh my days, Triple B. Broken going big inside the hardpoint, connects with the third as well. Broken having absolute none of this. He's going to carry as he gets a fourth. Can he find a fifth? No, he can't get some. Does finally shut him down looking at that kill feed. But big, big plays from Millennium right there.
Oh, it was just incredible the way he held that down. I didn't actually expect him to hold it, but he managed to, and that's going to give his team some serious points on the board. And it looks like now on board with Lowen. Can he break into this hard point?
Well, he's in there. He's trying to find where it's contested from. Unfortunately, couldn't do so. Let's have a look at Carnage. He's on 4 streak right now on the hard point as well. Just got himself a nice 2-piece. Currently EMP'd. Make that 5. Going for the pre-fire as well through the smoke. Hard point currently contested. Turns the corner. Shut down. There's 19 seconds left on this hard point. Both these teams now need to start thinking about the next hard point in the garage. That's what it's going to come down to. Who can set up nice and quickly? As Carnage, you actually see that with the Hellstorm and the Lightning Strike. And I don't think he's actually not on a kill streak because obviously he did die, but he knows they're actually going to be set up there. The smoke grenade's going down. Smart strategy from him. He is going to challenge. Can he find the kill? No, he can't. Actually getting shut down by DZT.
Here we go, Millennium trying to lock this down now. DZT in. He's actually going to push forward. He knows there's someone in there. Can he take it? No. Shut down by Lowen. And there are score streaks everywhere at the moment. I think he's actually got one that he's not allowed to use there.
I think he's running UAV by accident.
He'll have to be careful not to pull that in.
Yeah, he'll have to make sure he doesn't. If he calls that in, that could actually be the map being disqualified. So he needs to make sure, obviously, UAV is banned in the competitive rule set. Should have been banned in the rule settings. I'm not entirely sure why that hasn't been done. But he's got it on. He needs to make sure if he calls that in by accident, that could be game. He needs to be very, very cautious with these score streaks.
He most certainly does. There we go. Still on board with DZT. Holding down the hub one. His team are actually quite pushed forward. He's the only one in there. They're now pushing forward. And it looks like the rest of them are leaving. At least 2 of them are leaving.
Yep, it looks like they're going to try and set up on that next hard point. And probably the right thing to do. With so few seconds left, it's worth it. Although, wow, DCT feeling confident, actually going to sacrifice 5 points as well. And here come the score streak to try and knock him straight off the basketball. Is it going to connect? Doesn't even get a kill.
No, it doesn't actually get killed. They were smart enough to hide away from that one. However, still on board with DCT. Can he pick up this kill? No. Shut down there. Lowen picking up 3 kills. And that is actually going to give them the opportunity to just stay in this hard point now. And they go on board with Gibson. He's actually got a Lightning Strike and a Hellstorm as well, as all of the score streaks come raining in.
I was about to say, very surprising. We're not used to seeing score streaks being used in such an aggressive manner. They tend to be used very, very defensive as Getson goes big on the hard point. Gets 2. Can he find the third? He's going to have to fire through the smoke. Oh, gets the assist. Lowen picking that kill off. Nice play right now coming from this Supremacy team. Getson's going to turn. Not going to be able to do anything. And look at the streaks these guys are on. They're all playing very, very well. Millennium not actually able to respond.
No, they are almost certainly not. Getsum actually having 2 of them. And it looks like Agony also has the Sentry Gun and Lightning Strike and Hellstorm. So there we go. Supremacy dictating the flow of this game right now as they take a commanding lead.
Yep, but once again, here come the score streaks. Hellstorm isn't actually going to kill Getsum. Surprised that didn't actually kill him. He's going to drop that Sentry Gun down. Nice placement. Should pick off actually didn't pick off a kill. Oh, there we go. Picks off Katago.
Well, I think he's actually just called in their Lightning Strike as well. And there we go, picking up 2 of them as well. His Sentry Gun is still up, picking up another one. Getsum is doing incredible work now. And Millennium seem to be struggling against the Supremacy team. You might be right there, Benson. It might seem like mind games.
It does. And he connects with 4. Oh, my days. Lightning Strike. And he's just going massive on the hard point. Let's have a look at him. He's enjoying the game, I think it's fair to say. But let's have a look at that scoreboard. Agony currently 17 and 14. Look at how slaying the Supremacy lineup is doing. Millennium, they just don't have an answer to this at all.
No, they certainly don't. Like I said, it could be that first map jitters. We're seeing them find their feet. However, Supremacy looking so strong, and one thing you might be able to just hear over the echo of our mics at home is just how much these guys are pumped. They're literally screaming at each other.
They're literally screaming at each other whenever they get a kill, just trying to get into the opposition's mind, as Agony is just playing so very well. This quick check, 3 score streak right now. Broken's going to drop that Lightning Strike in, and we're just seeing so many score streaks. These players, they're just getting them that often that they have to use them, as Agony now has control over this hard point, and the lead is slowly starting to increase now for this Supremacy team.
It certainly is. There we go. On board Millennium picking up certain kills that they need. Agony is there, though. Can he pick up the 2-piece? Yes, he can. Unfortunately, shut down on the last second, but giving his team an opportunity to get back in, he has his score streaks again.
Yep, he is just going big with these score streaks. He's calling that Lightning Strike. That should clear off the hard point. Connects with 1. Gonna challenge the second. Connects as well. Gonna get the 200 points as well for the hard point. He is racking up some serious points. Lowen going big as well for the team. Millennium have no answer right now to this Supremacy aggression.
No, they have literally no answer. And here we go. Having a little look. What is Agony going to do? He's bringing in the Hailstorm. Is he going to put it through there?
He's going to try and put it through the roof, connects with one, but he knows there's going to be someone in money.
Yeah, there he goes. Now he's going to try and push on Agony. And we'll actually have a quick look at the scoreboard if we can, because I did notice that Agony is doing 26 for 17. He is doing all the slaying, lowing 23 for 14. They are certainly outslaying this Millennium lineup. And you can tell that in the score.
Yep, you can indeed. Let's have a look at Gotaga. Currently, pressure on this Millennium lineup, and you have to think, if there's one player in that lineup that is going to try and shift this momentum, it is going to be him. Let's have a look at him now as he's making his way towards the hardpoint. Want to cover in the spawn as well. Needs to be careful. Hardpoint currently contending. He's going to see one. Gets that kill. Going to be rushed by Load. Finds the second as well. This is where Gotaga can be so strong. His close quarter gun skill is just probably one of the best in Europe. But gets turned on.
It certainly does. However, they're now going to start setting up for the next one. Both teams rushing there. There are sentry guns on the map there from Supremacy. There you go. Engaging. Gets him. Can he pick up the kill? Yes, he can. This guy is playing out of his skin in this first map.
Yep, you've got Ketson leading his team 23 and 22. Agony top slaying for his team 28 and 19. But
he has another sentry gun.
Sentry guns galore for Supremacy. Hardpoint currently contested, and the nade comes flying in, and Gotaga gets the bet and gets him this time.
He does, and there you go. Agony actually covering his flank with the sentry gun there, so he can actually hold this hardpoint on his own if he has to. But unfortunately, his team are all around him now, and they are putting this out of the reach.
Yep. 2 minutes 27 still to go, and look at that lead. It's at 80 points right now. Gets him. They just have such good control. They're just slaying very well. You see Gotaga trying to manipulate his own spawn, spawning and killing himself with the nade to try and get a good spawn on basketball, but they just have no response at all. As look at Gets him going massive on the hardpoint. He's trying to find his third. He's going to have to poke. Gets the three as well. Getsum is just going on a rampage right now.
Yeah, it certainly is, and wow, can you believe this from Supremacy? They are actually making Millennium look silly at the moment. They just pick up kill after kill, and there you go. He's got all of his score streaks. Getsum has all of his score streaks again, but he has so few points left to get on this map. When is he going to call them in? Right now.
He's probably going to call them in now. Just try and win this game as soon as possible. I don't care what they were saying pre-match interview. This was mind games. They have definitely prepared for this game. I'm not taking that for 1 second. They are looking so strong, and Millennium they have no response to this aggression.
They really don't. I mean, it looked like, you know, it was kind of sorted at the first bit when we thought they were so confident. Supremacy didn't seem it. And this scoreline would completely say the opposite.
Yeah.
I mean, Supremacy have just outplayed Millennium at every turn. It's a horrifically fast and furious game type.
Big plays from Gotaga there on the hardpoint. Does connect with two.
It's actually too late.
Is it?
Yes.
Automatically? Oh, yes, it is. Just too late. So, all this aggression right at the very end from Millennium. Too little, too late.
It most certainly is, and Supremacy have just played out of their skin here. Just an incredible play from all of their players here. I mean, we're going to bring up the scoreboard very briefly there. Just have a quick look at the scores. Getsum 31 for 27, Agony 34 for 25. The other two teams, one of them actually going negative. Lowen 27 for 21. Carnage not having the greatest of games, 19 for 33. Triple B is going positive, but not by much. Gotaga not doing great.
Drop 40 as well.
Can Agony drop 40?
They've already given up. And
wow, they are.
They're pumped, I think it's fair to say. I wish I could speak French right now. I wish I could speak French.
Me too. I really want to know what he's saying.
I think he's saying we're going to LA in French. Maybe. I'm hoping. But oh my God. See, that is what we're talking about. That is what we are talking about. Gotaga can give. I mean, I know they're probably AFK because they're set up.
Yeah, in fairness.
But still, he gets the three. This is what Gotaga can do. He's going on a rampage, but he's just left it so late. And yeah, I think they're all AFK anyway. But still, my point stands. That was a 10 kill streak, I think.
He's still standing up.
He's finally sat down. Okay, he's finally sat down. Still trying. Wow, I thought we shout a lot.
Well, yeah, that's what we're famous for, but we've been made look silly right now as they are horrifically pumped at the moment. And I wonder how that's going to translate into the S&D.
Now, they've just been duped. They have just been so badly duped by that. Up in that interview, they must have heard that and thought, we've got this. Then that happens. Wow. Pretty much two players almost dropping 40 on hardpoint. That's a big amount of kills.
It is a ridiculous amount of kills, and they just completely outslayed the lineup there. And I'm just in shock, in fairness, Benson.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that scoreline. I didn't expect that, it wasn't even close.
It really was.
They were calling in score streaks for fun.
They really were. Both teams were, to be fair, at times. But this is a problem that a lot of the community has been split upon. They say Millennium probably the best team in Europe, but yeah, that's just happened. And it makes you think, is it just all online? They perform like 8%
some of
in
these
the
players
previous
have
interview.
history performing well at LAN, but not recently.
Not
it
recently.
hasn't
I mean,
been done recently.
You look back at the previous LANs, they haven't performed well. I mean, actually, Killerfish, one of the German teams, was that they actually knocked Millennium out in the last LAN we had here in Europe. So, you know, in hindsight, that isn't really a
look at the
surprise.
Millennium team now. They do not seem to have that same confidence they had no more than 10 minutes ago. Yeah, that is face in hand.
That's quite similar to what we had with Lemon Dogs. Lemon Dogs, in between the two matches, looked very, very down. Picked it up in the S&D and then performed unfortunate in the CTF, I think it's fair to say. But do you reckon we're going to see 3 maps, or do you reckon that's game over from Millennium? I mean, look at Guitar's face there. He's clearly upset.
I would be upset too. However, S&D is a completely different ball game. The pace of this game is completely different. Hardpoint, that was an incredibly fast-paced hardpoint.
Yeah, it was.
There were
really
kills flying in. There were people. They were literally just throwing themselves at each other as hard as they possibly could. However, S&D, I do wonder if they're going to go for that typical strategy of running straight into the middle. I just don't know right now.
And we've seen it every time. We have to go with it. We have to say that's what's going to happen. I mean, it just seems to be that strategy that everyone wants to do. But one thing's for sure, expect to see some MMSs coming out. That's what the French have been renowned for during these qualifiers. They've used it every time, and they have used it to the best of their ability. And to be fair to them, you know, the MMS is one of the reasons they are so strong at search, especially on Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Well, we should see that busting out right now, and I believe we have an interview going on right now. So I think we're going to throw that over to them right now. So over to the interview.
So it's time to do to look back at what's happened so far here at the European Championships, or at least the European qualifiers for a much larger thing, the World Championships for Black Ops 2. Now, David's back here again with us at the table. It's like, whoa, you kind of, what's going on there? Like, whoa. You're feeling the vibe here. Am I projecting?
No, I mean, just watching this this French team just going insane with the excitement levels here, and I think it's a really fun thing to watch.
And supremacy, definitely, because they are not listed, or at least not expected to win over their opponents, Millennium, right now. And it brings loose all sorts of emotions, is what we love to see in esports. You see it over tons of games. You've got these teams that they've been working so hard to get to these points, and then all the emotions just loosen up, and you get these sort of outbursts, which is absolutely great.
Yes. So far today.
Yes.
What other surprises are you looking forward? What surprises have you seen really took you off guard, and what surprises are you still looking at?
Well, there's the Nordic teams. The Nordic teams came down with 2 teams, obviously. There was Enigma and Lemon Dogs. Now, Lemon Dogs have performing exceptionally well throughout the qualifiers, averaging 5th or 6th place every single time. Enigma averaging about 12, 13th. Enigma won 2-1 in maps versus them, completely unexpected. And the Lemon Dogs, they're kind of clustered over the venue right now, kind of sitting in a little pile of human sadness, really, because they're all like, man, again. And one of their players, Momo, who he was supposed to go to the previous event, but again, he didn't go. He didn't go last time, and now he's really had his focus set on going to the World Championship this time, and he still didn't get in. So now we'll have to wait for the next Freyr party to come out and perhaps see what's going on.
I better go back to work and make sure there's another opportunity for him.
No, we're ready to go here for the second map for the French teams. Are you gonna go over and watch, see what these Frenchies gonna do? Because they're volcanoes of emotions.
Right here, I'm standing right here is perhaps my favorite spot in the house, right? So just watching these players and what happens to them as they go through their highs and lows, I think it's more fun than anything else that I've done. You know, just that part of it alone is something that I'm really glad that we get to share with people, because you can really get excited.
The reaction shots are the best ones. Yeah. The reaction shots are great.
Yeah.
We'll get you a drink. We'll get some food. We have front row seats right here. Let's get that popcorn ready.
We do get some privileged seating here.
Yeah, we do. We've got this beautiful table right here. But in the meantime, guys, we're going to hand it off back towards Bryce and Benson, who are going to go in for map number 2. It's the Search and Destroy on Plaza.
Get it done, Benson. Get it done.
Okay, welcome back. Here we go. Game 2 of the best of 3 is already 1-0 to Supremacy.
Yes.
And we're going to go into the Search and Destroy. What do you think was going to happen?
that just says it all. It could go any way. I mean, Millennium so strong at search. Having said that, Supremacy so strong at search, and they have that confidence. I mean, we saw before in the cut shot, they just didn't look confident at all. You know, Millennium just looked like a broken team. You know, we had the interview post-match. Yeah, we're going to win 2-0. And then that anti-climax is just a ridiculous change, a transition from we're definitely going to win this game, this is ours, to getting beat in that sort of a fashion. I mean, like you said, score streaks galore. There was more score streaks in that game than I think I've seen so far in the whole tournament. I mean, that says a lot.
It does say an awful lot. Like I said, that confidence is definitely going to be rippling through them as they go into this next game. How it's going to change up their strategy, are they going to be more aggressive because of that? Because, like you said, just the emotions coming off them and the vibes we were getting, they were screaming. One of the players didn't even sit down for about a minute. But here we go, going into Search and Destroy. Right now, we actually have the game going on, and they have ended the game. I don't think they were quite ready.
No, I think a few players may have been changing the classes up, you know, trying to get the best classes possible for this Search and Destroy. Like I said before, expect MMS. This is what the French are renowned for. I can tell you, this game has brought quite a bit of a crowd to the audience. Quite a lot of people very interested in this game. It's a very high-profile game as well, plus the reactions of these players. I mean, even those teams that have actually lost, you'd expect them to be, you know, pretty upset and sort of, you know, trying to condole themselves, I guess you could say. But even they're actually turning out to watch this game, which is really nice to see. But it is just so close. Who do you reckon is going to take this S&D then?
I want to now say Supremacy. I just think it was shocking just how good they were, and I don't think they're going to let that go. I just can't see them letting it go. I generally think they are pumped up enough now. They're going to be winning gunfights. They're going to just be a little bit, how do I put this, more precise with everything they do. They're going to go into it confident, whereas Millennium, that's got to be a little shock to the system. They're going to go in not expecting to do as well.
To be honest, I think that is going to be a bit of a shock to the system. They're expecting coming in favourites, the hot favourites as well. And now they have a lot of work to do. And once again, we're seeing this A rush. All of the French lineups, both of them going straight towards this A bomb site. Zula is going to find one, immediately shut down. It's actually going to be 2 versus 1. Lowen with all the work to do. Carnage clears house. And yeah, this is what we see on Plaza Search and Destroy. Time and time, we can't even keep up because the kills come in so very quickly. And you can see he's responded there. Very, very nicely. Millennium 1-0. That's an important round because that is now going to give them some confidence and a foundation to build upon if they're going to go ahead and take the Search and Destroy.
Oh, wow, they are certainly volcanoes, like I said earlier. They are so pumped for this game. Even like I said, 1 round of S&D and they're both screaming their heads off at each other. I just really want to see how this game is going to go as we jump on board with Gataga on the attack.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I just saw an MMS on his weapon, not entirely sure. Yep, there we go. So we're seeing the MMS. He's going to lie down. He's going to have 2 jumping around the corner, but that is not going to be enough. As Broken goes big, finding 2. Can he find the 3rd? That's the question. He's, I think he picked off the assist there. He's on a bit of a streak, so he wants to play a little bit more passively than he needs to. Sees the shadow. Is he going to connect? Broken going big for Millennium right now. And I think he's pretty much saying he can do this by himself.
Well, I hope that's what he's saying. I can't really speak French, but he's probably saying something along those lines. As we are seeing another horrifically fast-paced Search and Destroy on this Plaza map.
Look at the transition now on the moods of the players. It's switched. Supremacy, they just seem defeated.
They certainly play with their hearts on their sleeves.
They really, really do. You can tell the emotions of both teams. As we'll get on board with Lowen now for Team Supremacy. Currently 2-0 down in this Search and Destroy series. Lowen's picked up the bomb once again. We're seeing that familiar thing, the A-rush. And both teams are going to do it. So no surprise here. We're going to see lots of kills very quickly. Gataga Zula with 2 shutting down Millennium there. Nice play from him. Zula, let's get on board with him. Can he try and find any more plays? It's a 3 versus 2 situation. 1 minute 12 still to go.
They have the advantage right now. They are in there with the bomb, so they have got the better ground to hold and try and take someone down. And Zyla are actually watching the front, and they're not actually going for the plant quite yet. It looks like they're just trying to make sure they don't get surprised.
Yep, they have 2 plays to the right. Carnage takes down, gets them. Nice play from him. He knows he's going to be in orange. Just a pre-fire. Amazing play right there from Zulu. He's trying to get for the wallback, but no, it's a 1 versus 1. That's come out of nowhere. He does connect with the wallback. Hitmarkers is going to have to challenge. He's weak. But where has he gone?
Oh, no. Oh, so close there. Zyla wrongly guessed he was still in the corner. He was actually down the bottom of the stairs. And he's actually thrown that smoke up. What is he going to do now? He has the bomb.
Would you run to beat? No, he's going to
Oh, brilliant.
Big plays right there.
Patience paying off there.
Yes.
In spades. He just waited. He threw the smoke down. He actually baited him out and was actually in perfect position to pick him up. He wasn't even looking that way completely.
that smoke grenade, that was what basically just won that round. It was really, really well placed. And 2-1 though, in favour of Millennium, so definitely not over yet. Let's get on board with the attacking team. It's going to be Millennium, and once again, familiar sight. Everybody rushing that A-bomb site.
So there we go. Gotta actually picking up one kill again, taking down in return. The kills are going off all over the place.
Wow, that was so quickly. Supremacy respond. Wow, that was ridiculously quick. That's been the quickest round so far.
The kills just exploded.
It's literally too hard to even try and follow what's going on. You just have to look at the kill feed at times like that, because so many kills so quickly. Agony managed to get that kill, and you can see the way Supremacy stood up and responded. You know, that's no biggie. We let you have that.
This map plays like no other Search and Destroy map I've ever played.
It's so true. So true. And we are going to be on board now with Agony for this Supremacy lineup. Let's have a look. They're going to be once again rushing in and immediately taken down by Millennium. They were having none of that. And we're going to have to get on board now with Lowen, who has tried to rush through the B Dono area. He's going to get tagged up. Jumps, does take down one.
Brilliant kill there, however. Can he do it? No, now 1 versus 3. Lowen is also being tagged, repeating through the pillar. He's trying to run away. The target actually gets him.
What he said.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I agree with him.
Being told to sit down promptly there by Supremacy. As you can see, you know, the emotion these players have, they understand what is at stake. That chance to go to a late play for $1 million. That is such a huge prize pool. And it really does become, like you put it earlier, wearing your heart on your sleeve.
They certainly are. However, on board with Millennium once again. Gataga actually choosing to go a slightly different route. They're playing incredibly defensive.
I think what they're going to try and do is do what Payne did earlier on, is bait out. There you go. That's exactly what they wanted to do. You can see immediately the French lineup rotating back towards B. Although they may have just realized it could be bait, but we saw Millennium do this time and time again in the qualifiers. Now Gataga is going to try and use this MMS to maximum efficiency. And he is going to have one. He tags him up very, very weak. Going to throw that concussion, jump around the corner. Does connect. I think that was the EMP that actually killed him. He's going to have to challenge as well.
Brilliant play.
Nice play. One more mid-back. Carnage takes care of it.
So it does. There we go. He's actually going to put this bomb down as well, as he has the advantage. 1 versus 3. There we go. Millennium taking that round as well.
This is what we were talking about Millennium and Search and Destroy. So strong. One of the strongest in France. Probably the strongest Search and Destroy team in France. And potentially, you know, you could argue Europe.
Yeah, most certainly so. And there we go, lads. They are actually bringing this back into here. Supremacy now on the back foot in this Search and Destroy as we go on board with Agony and see how they're going to play this.
Yep, Agony's got a relatively decent spawn to be able to rush this A-bomb site. That's exactly what he's thinking. And are they just going to be able to get an effort? No, the call to back off was made. Not entirely sure what the reasoning was behind that, but it doesn't look like they're trying to bait out A. It looks like they are legitimately going to try and go towards B. They are obviously 2 rounds down. They can't afford to really give them one more. If they get one more, it's obviously going to be match point. So, defensive play coming from Agony and Co.
It looks like they might actually be switching around to this B point. However, whenever they switch around to this B point, it's always very, very slow.
Yes.
It's difficult. Like I said, it is a difficult bomb point to get into, which is why you see the A rush time and time again. Because getting into this B, there is so much cover for the enemy, and there you go. One player has already gone down from a brilliant nade there. And I don't think they know he's there. Actually, on my map, I can see that there is a player hiding in that corner, and they don't know he's there.
Hiding in the middle. Well, he has actually just tagged Agony, so someone should go down. Gataga taking down Lowen. 4 versus 2. Millennium's favour. It's looking very, very good if you're a Millennium fan, and especially in the Search and Destroy. Carnage shuts down Agony. 4 versus 1. Zula with it all to do. He has got the MMS on the MAA1. He's going to have to check towards the bottom of the stairs and shut down by DZT.
There we go, Millennium pulling this back now. 5 for 2 on the Search and Destroy. Supremacy have the 1-0 advantage in this best of 3. What are they going to do now? It looks like Millennium may have found their feet a little bit and could be pushing right back into this. As they are a very good Search and Destroy team, and they are proving it here.
Yep. Let's have a look. They are going to be on the attacking side. And, you know, let's bring up the scoreboard. We haven't really seen, well, Gataga actually top fragging for his team. Well, 7 and 4, top of the leaderboard. Carnage, 8 and 4, top fragging for Millennium. But Agony and Getsum not having the best of games, if we're honest. Both on 2 kills, but lots of kills being exchanged. 3 versus 3 so far. 3 versus 2 Millennium's favour. 3 versus 1 Millennium's favour. Let's have a look at Zulu. He's going to be left all by himself. Going to get challenged. Going to get shut down by Broken with the cap. That is going to be 1-1 in this French battle. It is going to go all the way to the CTF. Too hard to call.
It is certainly too hard to call, and these players are all riled up.
You see, now this is the Millennium we're used to. This pumped up Millennium. And now, this is literally, if you rewind the stream 10 minutes ago, the parallel universe here. I mean, it was Supremacy who was screaming, jumping up and down, and now it's them with their heads down. Craziness. this is what makes Call of Duty so good as an esport. I mean, it can change just that drastically, just that quickly. In an instant of just one map, the whole mentality of this game has been changed.
Well, we knew this was going to be a vocal map. We knew it was going to be close. And both of these things are actually living up to the hype. It is just an incredible game at the moment. I genuinely don't know what's going to happen in this last map. We keep coming into this. The teams keep surprising us. The players keep surprising us.
See, this scoreline is more like what I thought was going to happen. The first map in itself, the hardpoint game, was a shock. I did not expect Supremacy to take that so comfortably. The S&D, I kind of had my feeling that maybe Millennium would do so. So at 1-1, you have to favour. There's something about Millennium. You kind of have to favour them. And now they have that momentum from the Search and Destroy. You can tell they're pumped up. One thing's real, this CTF is just going to be one of the closest games of the whole European qualifiers.
It most certainly is. So I don't know. I get this weird feeling that one of these teams is going to decimate, and I don't know why. There'll be whichever one that starts to put that first flag in will just take the entire game. And
I feel like we could see some crazy strats.
I just feel it's such a momentum game for these two teams.
I think we're going to see some really strange strats. I have this feeling that we're going to see some stuff we're probably not used to in the CTF, and I have a feeling it may work. That's just the gut instinct that I'm having, you know, between these two French sides. And both of them looking relatively pumped up for this last map. Supremacy, bit of heads down, but you know they have to draw on the emotion they had from that hardpoint game and try and forget about that S&D. It's a hard task to do considering it's just happened, and it happened in spectacular fashion as well. 6-2 to Millennium. That's a bit of a deficit.
Both these teams just over 10 minutes away from finding out their future. And like I said, they're both very, very vocal, both very emotional teams, so this is certainly going to be weighing on their minds. And it's very hard to call. At the moment, it looks like Supremacy are a little bit down the dumps. So it looks like, speaking of that, before we come back into this last game, we capture the flag, we're actually going to throw it back over to A-Spec for one more interview.
As me and McGee just had a slight conversation in German, which probably won't be very repeatable on microphone. But McGee, well done here coming out for Epsilon. It's been quite a journey before you were picked up by the Epsilon lineup. I believe it happened after qualifier number 2, didn't it?
Yeah, it was after qualifier number 2. We thought that we had an easy run. We could easily qualify because there wasn't that many teams in the rest of Europe category. And Epsilon, I think it was like one of the managers approached Jared, and then obviously like we knew we were going to get. We just wanted to represent someone. And yeah, so basically.
So initially, rest of Europe.Ireland turned in towards rest of Europe, well, Epsilon. So how did this particular match go just now? You had a peek over. I saw the Epsilon lineup standing over the Supremacy. What happened there?
It was actually extremely close. Millennium took the S&D. Supremacy took the first map. And Supremacy surprisingly took the first map by quite a lot. I wasn't expecting that at all. Hardpoint, I thought Millennium on paper obviously look a lot stronger than Supremacy, but I think there could be an upset coming into the CTF. I think Supremacy could cause an upset. There was obviously, like, because Agony and Lowan got dropped from Millennium, they're coming out to prove a point.
Right.
And I think that they'll want it more than Millennium do. And I think Supremacy might take it.
Well, Agony is looking to go to the event for the second time in his career, as he went to the Benelux team last time around, I believe. Still, though, looking at this particular team, Millennium are known for their really, really, really strong S&D, especially with Gataga running that MMS. Even on a map like Plaza, S&D, how much impact does skill really have?
I don't think it has a lot. It's all dependent on the spawns. Whoever gets the better spawn and gets into disco fastest wins, basically. That's what I think.
Good spawn, push, go, win round, reset.
Yeah, basically, that's it.
So you guys will be playing later. Have you already played, or?
No, play later.
Okay. So play later on. How you guys are consistently one of the best teams in the qualifier, getting second place, I believe, no, first place even, over TCM even. How is the gelling going so far? Well, obviously really good, but as in a LAN environment, how is it all coming together?
We're all getting along really well. It's Jim's first event ever. Like he was in Australia for a couple of years working. We're basically Irish, so we all get along with each other. There's no like.
They're all Irish.
Yeah, basically.
We're in Germany. There's beer here. It's all good.
All good. And Nick coming into the team. I spoke to Nick previous events. Jared was actually going to team with Nick in Apex for one of the EGL 8, I think it was. That didn't happen. So Nick coming into the team, we all know each other, so we were comfortable around each other. So everything's good.
I'll probably pull Nick in at some point as well, because I haven't had the opportunity to speak to him at all during this tournament. But in the meantime, though, we're going to go on towards map 3, the decider map here for the French side of the qualifier here at the European, well, qualification for the World Championship for Black Ops 2. Bryce, Benson, what's the lowdown on this last game for the French today?
Well, we're going into the capture the flag. It's been an incredibly emotional ride for these two teams so far. Both clearly really want to win this, both having some scores to settle with their opposite numbers. And we're going to go to capture the flag on slums, and it's anybody's game.
It's literally at this point anybody's game. You can't favour one or the other from our perspective, because we've just seen such a climax of emotion, you know. Both teams having that high, and then both teams having the utter low as well. So where their emotions are at right now, anybody's guess. I mean, obviously, we've got Millennium just coming off the S&D win. You kind of have to favour them for that, but at the same time, it's going to be very, very tough indeed. But the game, CTF Slums, is going to get underway. Wouldn't surprise me if we saw, maybe like the Nordics, a bit of a stopwatch scenario.
Possibly. Like I said, it's all going to come down to this mindset of these two teams here. Both of them incredibly focused and dedicated to winning this now, and they're going to try and either be really aggressive or they're going to both be incredibly passive. I don't think there's going to be any middle game here. They're either going to be pumped up, like we just saw once again, or they're both going to default and just put it all on the line and go passive because they don't want to lose.
Yep, well, we're going to be on board with Millennium, first of all, who have actually got a few plays down very soon and very early on into the round, so we may be seeing a very early flagpole. Guitar gets shut down Agony as well. DZT is in a position to pull the flag. Carnage just shut down low, and there is literally no one near the flag. This is a free flagpole for DZT. He's going to have 2 to his left, but this is going to get shut down shortly.
Oh, no, brilliant play there from DZT. Can he get away from it in time? Oh,
big plays.
Wow.
Big plays from DZT.
Incredible there. The accuracy with that Cat 40 just then.
Wow.
He just tracked him completely across the room, and he's actually put that flag in. DZT, that was just an unbelievable flag run from them. Probably at the moment the best player I've seen all tournament.
The confidence for him to actually allow the player to challenge him, to have that confidence in his own gun skill at this level for what they're playing for, in basically the decider of this best of 3. Amazing play and a really well-deserved flag cap. We're staying on board with DZT for now because he's racking up those score streaks. He's got his Hellstorm, has his Lightning Strike, very close to his Stealth Chopper. We haven't seen one yet at these finals. Are we going to see it now?
Well, I did say at the beginning we were either going to see a very passive game or a very aggressive game. It looks like Millennium chose aggressive, and that was just such a fast flagpole. They just sort of took control, and they are punishing its supremacy now.
They really are. Supremacy's heads must still be down at this point. They're not playing like how we saw them play in that hardpoint. They came straight out of the blocks in that hardpoint game and absolutely decimated Millennium. But Millennium seems to be maybe letting a bit more of that composure really start to play, and maybe a bit more of that expertise that they have. But let's have a look. DZT still on this left-hand side. You can see he's just desperate to get that Stealth Chopper. He's probably been called out to play slow now, play for that Stealth Chopper, because the Stealth Chopper is going to be a game changer.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's just going to rack up, because especially on a map like this where there is not an awful lot of cover. I mean, there is some in the buildings, but not a brilliant amount of cover. And DZT actually hanging back. And there he goes, picking up another kill there for DZT. There is someone around this corner. Is he going to pick him up as well? He did see him.
He saw him. He's going to jump around the corner, but no, shot down by Agony. And he was on a big streak. I think that was 6 or 7 kills he was actually on at that time. Very close to that Stealth Chopper. But let's not forget, he still actually has that Hellstorm and Lightning Strike, so it's not the end of the world. The flag has actually been pulled, though. It wouldn't surprise me if straight off spawn he actually uses it. No. Carnage on the cleanup crew. Can he do it? No, he can't. Guitar is going to be somewhere around there. Let's have a look at Broken. I would expect to see a Hellstorm missile coming down on the map. There we go. That's exactly what I thought. It should kill the flag carrier, surely. No, not able to do so.
He got inside.
He managed to dodge and get inside that alcove. Is this going to be 1-1?
What you didn't see when that flagpole, when it just went in, he actually, Carnage was sitting in the corner and he let a player actually go past him before he picked it up. And unfortunately there was 3 around that area, so he couldn't get the flag in turn. But great play from Carnage, patience. If he had maybe a player in support or there'd been one less player, he might have pulled it off. Unfortunately, he didn't, and that gave Millennium the pull.
Well, speaking of Carnage, Carnage has actually pulled the flag as well, and he has the support. Actually, no, they're trying to bait it out, and they've done very well to do that. Agony using that Lightning Strike, only able to get 1. The flag is still at base, but they need to be very careful because look at how many of the Supremacy players are going to be all over the Millennium flag. The flag has actually been counted. Is he going to have to challenge? He is going to have to challenge.
The cover.
And if he gets challenged now whilst the MP, he could be in big trouble. But looks...
That flag's going away. That flag is being pulled away.
It looks like he has decided to just run away. And, oh, no, there's still a Supremacy player on the fountain. Carnage needs help. He needs help now. It looks like Millennium have dedicated themselves to getting the return on the flag and left Carnage all by himself to go clutch for his team. Can he do that? DZT's there in support. This could be 2-1 if they can get the return. Let's have a look at where the flag is. That flag should be returned shortly. It's going to be a one-on-one in that mid. Who's going to win that gunfight? It is going to be Millennium. 2-1 to Millennium.
Wow, that come right down to the wire. Neither of these teams giving an inch to their opposite members. And there we go, Millennium 2-1 at the moment. They are putting on a severe show at the moment as Godzik picks up another kill. And it looks like they might keep going.
Yep, this was the map, if you remember. Gotaga went absolutely massive on. He is very close to the enemy flag, actually opting not to pull it. He's on a 5 streak right now, has a Hellstorm, waiting for the spores. Smart play from him. Takes down lowest strength of the spawn. He's going to see one more. Can he get around the corner in time? Yes, he can. This could be another flag. He has the support of a teammate. Looks like he's just going to try and bait it out. No, he can actually run. This could be another flag.
It could be, however, there's the member that's going to be a counter pull, and he's going to try and pull it away. Could be seeing a stopwatch, but Millennium DZT is actually in the position to stop it. Can he do so? He does.
Can he get the second? That's the question. No, he can't. Has he got that? I'm not entirely sure. Gotaga using that.
No, unfortunately, that flag has been pulled away again. Low and actually taking up and picking it away, but almost a complete clutch there.
Yep, very, very close. But as you can see, it's 2-1. 15 seconds left. This game is going to definitely end, well, the first side, rather, is going to end 2-1. And going into the second side, Supremacy now have such a big job to do. Their heads were almost definitely down after their S&D defeat. No, I don't think anyone expected that. Such a big difference, at least. So now they really have to prove themselves as a great team. There you can see Gotaga getting pumped up, but Supremacy also getting pumped up. Both these teams really, really emotional right now. They know what's on the line, and they are really putting their hearts on the sleeves, like you said earlier on, Bruce.
They really are. I like to. It's coming down to this last half. Millennium, the slight advantage of one flag. Anything can happen in the next 5 minutes.
Such a fragile lead. You really can't say that they can come back into this, or Millennium could lose or win it. But
Agony has a sentry gun.
Yep, Agony has that sentry gun. Interesting, he didn't use it last round. He must have got that very, very close to the end of the round, because I would have thought he would have tried to use that pretty early on. But he's put it down straight away. We'll stay on board with Agony now as he's making his way down this left-hand side of the map. He's going to see Carnage, but Carnage getting the better of him with the MSMC. And let's switch it up. Get on board with Getson.
Interesting thing I've also noticed, Millennium have their own sentry gun, and I think Getson's about to run into it if he takes him down. It is at the back of their flag, so both flags covered by sentry guns.
This could be a little bit more slow-paced than the last round, that's for sure. Interesting to see if anyone's actually going to be running some EMP grenades, shut that thing down very, very quickly. But Agony's getting dropped, and you are seeing that sort of slow-paced game now, where, like you said, both teams with that sentry gun right at the back of the flags.
Yeah, here they go, trying to look. I mean, it does look like Millennium are actually playing a lot more slow pace now. They know they have a great defensive position. If they can hold on to this, they don't want to give away a mistake, is what they're playing for.
Yeah.
They're literally playing to not make mistakes.
It's a risky strategy, because when you play not to make mistakes, you're not aggressive. And by doing that, you leave yourself vulnerable. If the opposition can get 2-3 players down, they can potentially get you in a spawn trap, pull that flag, and cap it. And right now, that would be a game changer. 3 minutes 45 still to go of round 2 of 2 Slums CTF. It's 1-1 in this best of 3, and this is to decide which of these two French nations is going to have their spot in the Call of Duty Championships in LA. And right now, it's a very, very close game.
Yeah, it does look like Millennium starting to slowly creep up the map. Take that map controls. Agony actually shuts down that little push they just had. But like I said, Millennium, they're not being aggressive anymore. Like I said, they're playing not to make mistakes. They're slowly creeping them up, taking map controls. If they do go down, it's not so much of a problem.
Yep, and unfortunately Supremacy not had that push yet where they could try and get the flag pulled. Obviously that sentry gun right at the back. There's the EMP grenade. Not sure if that actually took that sentry gun down. May have actually just hit a player. It didn't come up on his screen. It may have done. Let's have a quick look at the map. Yep, it did in fact get rid of that sentry gun. So Millennium without that sentry gun's security on the back of their flag.
Yep, they have actually lost it, and we're going to see what they can do here. On board with Getson. Can he push into blue? It now needs Supremacy. Need to start making moves and start thinking about getting at least a flag away and taking this to stopwatch.
And you can tell this game has become even more pressure because all the French players that they're being a bit
more brilliant three-piece there from Getson. Picking up 2 with the cap, and this could be an opportunity. Agony actually pushing the spawn. They don't have support, and it looks like one of the Millennium team have actually pushed right up against it. Now Agony in support. Can they get this away? I just don't know.
No, but Gotaga using that lightning strike, that should be a flag return. I'd be very surprised if it wasn't.
There you go, the flag has actually been returned. That was a great play there from Getson. Unfortunately, his team just weren't in the right place. I'm unsure why Agony pushed right round. He was at police car. If he had held there, he would have definitely deflected that pressure from the spawn.
I agree with you there. I'm not entirely sure what the call was from the team, but
I wonder if he'd just gone too far already and he decided to go the entire way.
Yeah, he just needed to push the entire way. It wasn't worth leaving it, but can get that kill. He can now pull the flag as well, and he has the whole left-hand side of the map completely free. Needs to make sure that player in cemetery doesn't get the better of him, because the player that's just spawned for his team has run the opposite way. He has dropped. That was Carnage going big for Millennium. DZT dropping it on Zula. That's going to find 2. That's going to be another flag return. Supremacy being very aggressive later on in the game, but just not having that final third to try and cap that flag.
They keep leaving one side of the map open, and they just keep getting players run down it and just lock them out. And then the score streak comes in.
Yep.
They're having no luck here at the moment. They've got to try once again.
And they're being completely out-fragged by this Millennium lineup. They're just completely out-slaying them. Flag has actually now been pulled for Millennium. Lowen in a fantastic position, but no! DZT just destroys Lowen from the corner. Let's get on board with Gataga. He's the flag carrier. And that should be the flag.
There is some screaming going on for a very specific reason.
If this flag goes in, this is going to be game, set, and match. Oh my days. Not entirely sure. I think that was Broken, who was in the blue house. Did a fantastic job of covering it. 48 seconds left. 2 flags needed to see this stopwatch. This is not going to happen. Millennium are going to be going to LA.
It does look like that, and like I said, they have pulled out all of the stops here as we bring up the scoreboard. Just for a quick look at the thing right now. Let's have a little look. There we go. Got to go. 25 for 15. They know they're going to LA. They are making an incredible amount of noise. And there we go. Millennium DDT, they are celebrating. They already know. 20 seconds left to go as they scream and celebrate. That is happiness.
Gataga just sat down. He's just like, yeah, okay, I'm going to LA.
I think he's forgot. He's going for a play for his YouTube channel.
Oh, wow. 29 and 15. Fantastic. He just gets some more kills right at the end.
He's one off the 30 bomb. And he has stopped.
He wants to carry on playing. He's there. You go. You can see the emotion now on the Millennium team.
29 for 15 for Gataga at the end there.
Fantastic performance. And that's exactly why we call him the French Monster. Performance is just like that. When it matters most. I mean, it's 1-1. The winner of that game is going to LA. And he's pulled off a 30 bomb in CTF, essentially. Fantastic performance from him.
Just ridiculous play, and you can see how happy they actually are to win that in the end.
It's good to see, obviously, both teams there shaking hands after all the emotion and screaming.
All the
both
hugs.
Teams very, very happy for each other. They are good friends in real life. It's important to stress that. But you have to give credit to Millennium. Fantastic performance from them. And they'll be joining all the others in LA.
They most certainly will, and what a match to see that go down. Well, just absolutely ridiculous.
We only have 3 more today, actually, to show. We have the Germany game, we have the UK game, and as well as that, we have the rest of Europe game, which I think, because we are ahead of schedule, may actually be put onto the live stream. I think so, yeah. It was supposed to be scheduled for the side stage, but, you know, games are running, everything's running so smoothly, not had any issues as of yet, touch wood. And hopefully we can be able to get that rest of Europe game up next. We'll try and get confirmation for who it is actually next. It's either going to be the Germans or the rest of Europe. And we'll try and get confirmation for that straight away.
Well, it looks like we are continuing on at the moment. We do actually have Germany next in our thing, so we are just trying to find confirmation whether or not we're going to move ahead the rest of Europe game. And see if that's going to be played on the main stage. Like I said, we are a little bit ahead, actually. This never happens at LAN.
No, it never. This is surprising. It doesn't feel natural. Yeah. I feel like something should go wrong.
We'll give you more games because we're doing well.
Yes. Hey, that's always a good thing. I mean, the games we've seen so far, fantastic. It was a shame we didn't get to see the Benelux game.
Looks like Epsilon is sitting down.
Epsilon, well, there's McGee sat down, and for any of you guys that remember, McGee was the certain player that went 53-0 in the European qualifiers, number 5. What a performance that was from him, and if we see anything like that from him again today, we are going to have a fantastic game on our hands. Although, to be fair, the rest of Europe game, a lot of people have said it is guaranteed Epsilon.
I think Gataga tweeting.
He's probably tweeting, I'm very happy I dropped a 30 bomb.
That's a really nice Millennium shirt as well.
It is. It actually is. But, I mean, you know, congratulations to Millennium. They're going to be in LA, joining a whole host of teams as well from today.
Yeah, most certainly will be. Some of these teams have qualified here. It's going to be interesting tonight at the hotel to just see the atmosphere, because
it's going to be a bit split, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
Expect some massive emotion, you know, from some of these teams, both happy and sad, as you can expect, because they've come so far. We've had 5 weeks of qualification. It's all come down to today. They get one game playing against their fellow nation, and that's it. You win that, you go to LA. You lose that, sorry, that's just goodbye.
Yeah, that's tough luck. You're going home.
It's the way it is.
Well, it looks like we are continuing on at the moment. We are literally, I think they're just reorganising, but it does look like at the moment we are going to see Epsilon playing on stream, as they are certainly sitting down.
Setting up, so that is going to be the next game. It's going to be the rest of Europe matchup between Epsilon and Steel Shock. A lot of people have already favoured Epsilon to take this. They're such a strong team. They finished first overall. It's a fantastic team, really, really is. And Steel Shock, relatively unheard of before this event, if I'm honest, but they have a big point to prove.
This was one of the games we spoke about, that if there was any safe bet to put your money on.
Yeah, we said if you were a betting person and you wanted to try and make a bet about this championship, that would be the game you would put your money on. It's the only safe game that we could really think of. But having said that, you can never write a team out in Call of Duty. Anything can happen. It is LAN, but I have to predict Epsilon to take this 2-0.
Yeah, me too as well. But however, we do actually have our next interview ready, so we're going to pass over to them right now. Take it away, A-Spec.
Thank you, Bryce. As we're now here in the lounge once again, as we've been so far after every single game. However, I pulled Zyler and Prodigy back over. Prodigy, you guys won. What was all the yelling about? Because I don't think anybody outside of France understood.
Yes, we won. It was a difficult match. We didn't expect them at this level. I think it's because they have a lot of rage against us, because, you know, we kind of like have a draft. Lowan and Hagani will take out from Millennium, and Jablo and I take part of it. So they want to prove. I think that they wanted to prove to Gotaga that he did a mistake, but he didn't, because we're the best.
Because you're the best.
We're the best. We're the best. We're a team.
That's exactly what it is. On the other hand, Zyler, knowing that these boys got rid of Loan earlier as well, how was the feeling on that side? Because they think there was a lot of aggression from your team towards you. Like, how do you guys feel about that?
We were like really bent because we did not train at all. So the only thing we could do was just yell and pray for
intimidation.
Yeah, that was that.
That sounds like a very legitimate tactic, like making yourself look as big as humanly possible.
Yeah, in match, yeah.
Overall, though, look, knowing that you guys did absolutely no practice whatsoever, almost no practice in before the actual tournament, how did you actually manage to get so far versus what is arguably one of the best French teams ever?
I guess things are working well into our squad. That's all. But we'll see how things are going after the event.
Fair enough. I was actually talking to David Van der Haar before the second half, and he was really impressed by your yelling, towards the French, the other French team. The real question is, though, are you going to be able to do that versus the Americans once you're in Los Angeles?
It'll be worst. It'll be worst.
Will be very good.
Yeah. Bring all your cameras, because it'll be amazing, for real.
All those reaction shots, you're all going to be like laying down the law.
Yeah, because it's the way that I played best. Like on the first map, I was like concentrated in the game. I wasn't yelling. I won't say that I choked, but it wasn't me. So Gotaga say to me, "Yo, Broken, I want some spectacle. I want something. Give me something."
Well, it's Gotaga in the end. He does do these things.
Yeah, he doesn't do this thing because he's a player who's really concentrated for his gunfight. He needs to be quiet, to shut his mouth to kill somebody. So, but he plays well like that. So I won't tell him to yell with me. But I have Carnage, who is quite good at it. So it's good.
Zyler, before we go, and before we send you back towards France, really, were you happy that you came down here and show them what you were made of?
What?
Were you happy that you managed to come down here to Cologne and show Millennium what you were actually made of at LAN, where you could see them and you could respond to them?
Oh, that was absolutely a great event. And I hope that we will show our best once again at the next.
Prodigy?
I just want to give a shout out in front of all of the people, to the supremacy team who played really sick, and they are really good. That's it.
Well, thank you so much, guys. Well done. We have a decision here for France. We have made our decision who's going to go towards that World Championship in Los Angeles. Turns out that the French are just as passionate about their esports as they are about their love. Because, my God, they were pretty amazing. We're going to go back towards Benson and Bryce and see what they have to say. Benson, Bryce, what's going on down there at the casting booth? Because Prodigy is going absolutely bananas over here.
Well, he is certainly going.
He looks so happy.
He is so very happy.
He deserves it as well.
However, we're going to move on to our next game, the rest of Europe showdown.
Yes.
And it is going to be Steel Shock versus Epsilon. If you'd like to introduce Epsilon, Benson.
Epsilon, such a fantastic team. We've got Jerd, we've got Excellency, we've got McGee, and we've got Lucky. And it's worth mentioning as well, Excellency, for me right now, best player on this game out of the whole world. I mean, for me, his decision-making has just been fantastic. He's been playing amazing.
It's a return to the Nick Ward of old.
It really is. He's been playing amazing. And obviously, we've got McGee dropping 53 kills. A lot of people have said they favoured Jerd for his potential MVP as well. So this lineup is really just a powerhouse. I really do expect them to just go into this game and dominate.
One of the three teams here, I believe, tipped to take this championship home completely. Yes. We're now going to introduce Steel Shock, and I will just point out that Benson stole Epsilon because he can't read.
I did.
I'm going to try and go. And we have Sergio Melguerez, also known as Net. We have Francisco Ribeiro, better known as Blue, Pedro Frias, F90, and Diego Caldero, IT4.
They look relatively confident in that picture, I'm not going to lie, looking very happy. However, you've got to say, to make a prediction, you have to go with Epsilon. You can't go with anyone else. Picking anyone else at this point would just be silly. It's
disappointing for us to say that because we like close games, we like exciting games, and I don't want to just rule Steel Shock out. But we said this before, if you had to put £100 on, this would be the game, and you'd put it on Epsilon.
Yeah.
They just they came first in the qualifier. They have a ridiculously strong team there. They have LAN veterans. Yep. It just looks like that team could take it all the way.
It really does. And like you said, they're one of the three teams that people are favouring. You've got them, TCM, and fariko.allstars. You know,
and now Millennium by the look of it.
Well, Millennium looking very, very strong, but they did have that very shaky start, which is interesting. So for me, I wouldn't put them in the top three. Maybe they might do very well tomorrow, but I think they're just going to breathe a sigh of relief more than anything. You know, we qualified for LA, happy days. But statistically, and this is something that a lot of people don't like, and they've said, oh no, it's wrong, it's wrong. Statistically, All-Stars, best team in Europe right now. Statistically, if you look at the amount of maps they played and their win-loss compared to every other team, they are the team to beat. So it could go any way tomorrow.
However, we have actually been told we've got another interview right now, so we're actually going to throw it back to the interviewer, and we will catch you up very shortly for the first game.
Well, guys, welcome back. Thanks for handing me over there. It's time to have a chat with two guys that are kind of legends, to be honest. Blue Fran in a different way than Excellency here is, or should I call you Excellence now? Excellence. Excellence, yeah, let's go with that, Excellency. Still, though, we have rest of Europe here lined up. Now, Epsilon, you guys have had a very interesting track towards this particular European final because it's been pretty much a roller coaster ride, really.
Well, I think I've been in about 4 teams in terms of total for the European qualifiers. I was in, well, I had my E1 team at the start with Tommy, Josh and Zanity, but the over 18 rule messed us over, so I joined TCM. I went from TCM to E1, right. 10 MLG, and I went from E1 to Epsilon, and now I'm here.
Well, that definitely works. So, who actually asked you to come on board? Was it Jerd or was it McGee?
I actually spoke through Pascal.
Really?
Yeah, Pascal was one that can't attend, and I spoke for him, and then he got me in touch with Jerd and McGee.
Oh, well, that's definitely useful. Looking at this lineup, the first time we saw this team, this lineup in the actual listings, Benson and I were both thinking, holy crap, that is a really good team. How's the gelling going so far?
Well, in terms of online, it's going really well. I can't complain. We obviously won the last qualifier, which went really well for us, but I'm confident we can win this game.
Okay.
Yep.
So 2-0?
Yeah, I'll say 2-0.
2-0, Blue Fran, people know him because he did some stuff in the past that was absolutely insane. He was kind of like a different version of Gataga for a little while. So Blue Fran, how have you been so far?
Been good, thanks.
The event's been rolling forward. Did you have any problems trying to get in towards Cologne?
Yeah, a bit in the start because we missed the qualifier, so things were a bit dark. But we managed to pull it off, and I'm quite happy to be here, honestly. So.
Well, you guys didn't qualify for the actual European finals till 2 weeks ago, I believe, in the actual qualifier number 5. How did you were one of those 7 teams that needed to be in the top 4, I believe, or the top 8 of the tournament. How difficult was it for you guys to get that motivation going, to actually push yourself so hard that you could win and get the points you needed to be here today?
I'd say the motivation was there because we really wanted to be here. This is like a shot. We always, being from Portugal, we don't get many opportunities like this. So we knew right from the start that we needed to get things done. And being online, we were kind of skeptical because we don't have the best connection. It's kind of hard for us to play online. But as I said, we just tried really hard and pulled it off.
Looking versus these guys, they are very, very, very strong. Let's not underestimate Epsilon at all. But do you think you can pull off another one of those magical moments like you did before?
We've been underdogs before, and we're going to try to do it again.
Dark horse team of the tournament, Steel Shock?
I don't know. Well, let's find out.
Let's find out indeed. Excellency, or you know what? Because I'm a cool guy, Nick. Excellence. Excellence. That's you. Good luck here in this today here. And Blue Fran, you as well. Shake each other's hands, gentlemen. Because this is esports, and we're ready to go. Off towards their desks they go. As I was probably a little bit premature, was I there? Was I? Because I have no idea what I'm handing over to. I'm handing over to you guys now, because there we go. See, well, I just got the call from production saying that I can hand it over towards Bryson Benson. Bryson Benson, save me from this really awkward position.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the schedule and what's gone on here so far at the ESL European qualifiers. I believe the next game we have coming up is obviously the 2 players that just interviewed, Epsilon versus Steel Shock. As you can see there, we can actually have a quick look at what's going on. PMP versus Rapid. That is actually a win for Rapids.
Yep. What a game that was. Obviously, that Italian team, Donny and Swanee, the storyline from that team really, really playing very, very well. Then, obviously, there was the All-Stars versus Vengeance game for the Benelux region. All-Stars took that in an extraordinary S&D clutch moment. They were 5-4 down, I believe, managed to win 6-4. Fantastic play from them. Then it was the Spanish Armada, Pain versus Wizards. And, you know, Pain took it 2-0. Bit of a surprise to everyone. Then we went on to the Nordic nation, Enigma versus Lemon Dogs. Very, very close game indeed. Enigma in stopwatch, only just managed to clutch the CTF. Then it was, of course, the French game we've just witnessed, Millennium versus Supremacy. Again, another close game going all the way to that CTF. Up next, obviously, the rest of Europe lineup.
Yeah, we do have Epsilon versus Steel Shock, as we just said, coming up. And then we have the final few games, the Germany showdown and then the UK showdown.
Yep.
Coming up last but not least. So we're going to go on to those 2 games, obviously, after this one. So stay tuned because they are going to be brilliant. However, the game has just started. Back once again, it's Raid Hardpoint.
Yep, it's going to be Epsilon, one of the best teams in the tournament without a shadow of a doubt, coming up against Steel Shock. It's going to be close, but the host has ended the game. We built it up, and it came crashing down.
Yes, it did unfortunately come crashing down, and that is just unfortunate for them there. But like I said, I've actually disconnected completely.
That keeps happening. I keep looking over at your screen, and that keeps happening to you.
Yeah, it happens every single time. But we are actually going to jump straight back into this game. I believe there may be a setting wrong, or someone just wanted to adjust their classes very quickly, probably so that Nick could sit back down, as he just obviously had that interview. And it looks like they are about to start up again, I believe.
Just looking across, I think there's a few class changes. That game is under countdown now, so this game is going to get underway. I'm going to ask you predictions, even though we've kind of touched on it already.
This is a simple one. This is one that we're not going to argue on. This is, in fact, Epsilon all of the way. I'm not discounting Steel Shock. They are a brilliant team. However,
it's just too one-sided.
It's a bridge too far.
It really is. But what I would say is, if you're watching this at home, the few players that you want to look out for are Epsilon Excellency, fantastic player, as well as that, look out for D4, I believe he's changed his gamer tag to. Is that correct?
Yes, I believe he actually has, but here we go. On board with Excellence right now. What can he do? They're in the hard point already, and Excellent, he just saw someone by the yellow taxi there, but chose not to try and kill him.
Not entirely sure what that play was, but hey, we'll have a look. He looks like he's actually trying to flip the spawn straight away, trying to get control of the kitchen. There is someone on that hard point. Excellency turns around, connects with the kill, and takes down net.
Yeah, he does actually take down him. And it looks like I said, they are just playing so well at the moment, and it's going to be this way almost the entire way through.
Wouldn't surprise me. Excellency shooting through the smoke. He's going to get challenged. Does manage to get that kill.
Oh, wow.
A nice play from him, and already Epsilon building a very decent lead so far. I mean, it's very small, but it is the first hard point. It is going to all come down to how they set up on the next one. But Epsilon has two in front of him, shuts down one. Teammate take cares of the next one. And, you know, 9 minutes to go. Already Epsilon with quite a dominating lead.
Still on board with Excellent. Hasn't died a minute in, and they are picking up all of the points. And it now looks like they're trying to rotate to get into that kitchen spawn.
Yep, that is going to be the task now for Excellent. He's going to have to push to the middle of the map. Oh, unfortunately, does get shot from the left-hand side. That was LT4, I believe, who shut him down. D4, a.k.a. McGee, the player that dropped the 53-0 in the qualifiers. What a score that was.
There has been some controversial accusations towards this team that they are, in fact, connection players. However, the way they are taking Steel Shock apart already kind of proves that they definitely have the skill to compete with the best here at the moment.
Yeah, I think you have to agree. I mean, Excellent 6-1 right now, 6-2 as he does finally get dropped. But 8 minutes 23, 57-1 rather. There's 26 seconds left on this current hard point. This should just realistically be a walk in the park for this Epsilon lineup. And so far from what we've seen, it looks like it is very much going that way.
Well, D4, aka McGee, is actually on a 5-kill streak and has all of his kill streaks, score streaks at the moment, so he's actually going to be able to do some damage when it comes up as he just goes down. Jerd also on a 4-kill streak.
Yep. Let's actually switch him and get on board with Jerd. He's actually on 5 now as he's making his way towards the garage. Is there going to be anyone in there? Yes, there is. He dives around the corner, get a challenge and get the kill. Nice play, taking down F90 and having control of this hard point. Actually seeing one more in front of him. He actually tags up Excellence as well. One in the middle of the map. Can he get the kill? Oof, just tags him. But they have control of the hard point, which is the important thing.
Yeah, most definitely doing. He has all his kill streaks. Can he pick up another kill? Oh, he drops, but managed to pick him up anyway. Jerd finally again taken down at the end there, and it just looks like isn't even going to bother to call these in. They are decimating.
He can afford to save these score streaks he's got for later hard points. He doesn't need to use them exactly right now, as Steel Shock actually do get control of that hard point. You see Jerd, he looked like he was going to go towards the basketball court and set up, but then decided to flank back. But LT4 actually picking off 2, and they are going to have a bit of time on that hard point to try and close this gap. But already the gap is a massive one, almost at 80 points so far.
Yeah, it definitely is. And there we go. Jerd now going to try and set up. Oh, actually gets shut down by Net, going behind that head glitch. And he actually picks it up, and it looks like now incoming. Is that a Hellstorm or is it a Lightning Strike? Lightning Strike incoming. That's going to clear it out, especially since his team aren't that near. He picks up 2 with that as well. And you know what? You can't deny him here. I wonder if he's going to try and use the sentry gun on this hard point or whether he's going to save it.
He may use it on the middle one because that is notoriously the most difficult hard point to try and keep. And you see him actually getting dropped there, but they do now have control over this hard point. Epsilon playing very well. Exactly how everyone thought they would be playing. You can see that he was contemplating whether to put the sentry gun down. He has actually put it down now. He can just cover the staircase side, and this should be job done on this hard point for Epsilon. There's 26 seconds left. So surprised he actually put that down so late into the hard point. I mean, that's halfway through it.
It really is, but I suppose he just wants those points. He can always move it again if you really have to run around the map with it, but I suppose securing them points in what is a good position for that sentry gun. It's interesting to see. Like I said, he's now putting the Hellstorm in to try and clear out a few kills before they switch.
Yep, nice play coming from Jerd. He's actually on a 1 streak. Let's go on board with Lucky. He's on a 4 streak. He has a Hellstorm as well to his name.
Never been LAN.
Yeah, I was really surprised by this. I actually found this out just earlier on before we actually went live. He's never contended at LAN. He's never played at LAN.
No, however, picked up a 2-piece with that Hellstorm. And there we go. He's now also got his Lightning Strike, picking up a 3rd. Can he pick up anyone else as he goes in with a cap? Where is that player contesting? Oh, he's been picked up.
Yep, McGee gets himself a 2-piece. Nades come flying in though, and that is going to shut him off that, but he has a sentry gun and a lightning strike to use. Quick look at the scoreboard. Look at Jerd, 22-10. There was a reason people were saying he could be potential MVP.
People were saying he is literally disgusting at this game at the moment. Online, LAN, he's a brilliant player, and he's showing it at the moment. He goes pre-firing completely. A lot of them actually have score streaks built up, so I think they're just going to decimate, wait for it all to rain down on this next hard point.
Yeah, the next hard point seems like the logical one to use all those score streaks, just generate a lead, which you can't come back from. As it stands, it's 173 to 33, a massive, massive lead. But you have to think, if Steel Shock stand a chance of taking a map, S&D is going to be a good one for them to try, because these respawn game types, I mean, you can see here, Epsilon just completely outslaying, whereas Search and Destroy, you can have those moments of individual brilliance.
Yep, on board with Jersey, goes to pick up someone up top, and actually has a sentry gun that he's going to stick in the window as well, and he still has that lightning strike to use. Brilliant score streak to have, especially on these open hard points, as he goes in, pushing forward once again, picking up another kill, not even needing to aim in. Can he pick up this one? Oh, actually switching, no, taken down in the end, and I think that was actually Excellence who shot him.
It was a bit of friendly fire going on there, as Excellence was trying to take down LT4, but Excellence is just dominating the kill feed right now. Let's switch up on board with him. He's on a 4 streak right now, and on the hard point as well. And can he find anyone else? Doesn't look. Yep, there's one more to add to this score streak he's currently on. Let's make it 5 from Excellence. Can he find? He's actually leaving the hard point. He's searching for kills now.
Yeah,
he's going to find them as well.
Yeah, he's actually found the Hellstorm as well. So, oh, can he get away from that? Yes, ducking down, managed to get out of that. They're in the kitchen again. It's very likely they're going to win it on this one.
I'd be surprised if they didn't. Excellence has a player just in the little indent who he hasn't seen yet. Is he going to get outshot across? He is. F90 does manage to shut Excellence down, but I would expect all sorts of score streaks to start raining down onto the map anytime soon. Yeah,
I don't think they even realise how close they are, but they don't actually have this hard point. Steel Shock just clawing back points at the moment, seeing if they can do something, anything, to stop this Epsilon team from running away with it.
The gap is simply too much at this point. They really do not stand that much of a chance. Here we go, Excellence with that Hellstorm. He should connect with 2. How did he not kill the middle?
I hit a tree.
Oh, that's unfortunate for him.
Tree of peace.
He managed to connect with 1. Hard point currently contested. Jerd takes care of that. And can they actually win on this hard point anymore? They can't, can they? No, they're going to be about 2 points shy.
Yeah, but I'm surprised to see them not actually moving. They might as well just go to garage.
Yeah, you'd think that would be the logical thing to do, but maybe they're just trying to make sure that they have their gun skill and they're not in a rush to win it.
Well, 9 seconds away for Epsilon from winning this, if they can get into this garage hard point.
Yeah, Steel Shock do have good control over it as it stands, and you can see on the map there, Excellence just making his way down the right side. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. Jerd, 39 and 13, 18 defense. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you play hardpoint.
It most certainly is. Excellence now trying to get into this garage spawn. He has support in the form of Jerd. It looks like there is someone behind there. Jerd constantly just actually tagged his own teammate with a pre-fire. Oh, unfortunately cannot get in there. But there we go. Excellent. So picking up 1. He's on a 5 kill streak. Can he pick up the 1? Oh, so close. He'll run out of ammo and then ducks back into it. But yeah, it's actually contesting it, stopping them getting any more points.
Yep, and his teammate is going to get that kill, and this should be the end of the game, as you can see all the score streaks flying from Excellence. And he's going to put that sentry gun down. That should pick up a nice kill. And getting quite a lot of kills right at the end, but 250 to 74. If we were honest, not really a surprise game. Everyone really expecting that. You can see the smiles on the Epsilon faces right there. Everyone expecting this result, especially that many people in the community as well, also expecting Epsilon to take this quite comfortably. But can the opposition come back? What do you reckon, boys?
No. No, they cannot. That is a ridiculous score from Jerd. He hit the 40 bomb, 40 for 14. That is a phenomenal. That is definitely the highest we've seen here at the moment on the weekend. They can't, like I said before, Epsilon are probably a bridge too far for the Steel Shock team. Steel Shock are a very good team, but this Epsilon lineup, they've been tipped to take this whole thing.
Yeah, and his performance is just like that, which is exactly why they have been tipped to take the whole thing. But I mean, we may as well take a quick minute to just really talk about those top 3 teams that everyone is considering. Obviously, we have Epsilon that we're watching now, fariko.allstars, which actually weren't on stream earlier on today. Bit of a shame, because I know that was a very, very close game. So a lot of you at home aren't actually going to see how good they are until tomorrow, which is
funny enough. I think it's the only team that's not going to be on stream today, isn't it?
Yep, it is. The only one. And I'm sure they're going to be a bit annoyed about that. But hey, they qualified for LA, so that's something, I guess. But they are definitely my favourite to go ahead and take this event. Obviously, TCM as well, the UK team, they still actually need to qualify though, so we can't really include them just yet, because they have to play, obviously, against fariko.dragons later on, actually the last game of the evening. And that's going to be a tough one for them. They've been waiting around all day. Very nervous looking faces on all of the players from both teams. They know how much this means to them.
Yeah, they most certainly do. So I think we are just getting ready now for Plaza Search and Destroy. I think we might have another interview coming up very, very shortly. Before we actually jump into this game, we're just waiting for confirmation for you guys at home. Obviously, the camera panning around at the moment, looking at these players from both teams.
Yep, and you can see the look on the Steel Shock players' faces. They know that didn't go to plan. They didn't really expect it to be that much of a deficit. But Search and Destroy, like I said earlier on, their best chance at realistically picking up a map. It isn't a respawn game type, obviously, and you can have those moments of individual brilliance that we see time and time again. And if I'm honest, this is their only shot realistically of picking up the map. I do still, however, expect an Epsilon 2-0 because Epsilon's just so strong at Search. So strong.
Yeah, most certainly so. We are actually seeing, they look like they're trying to set up, checking their classes, not looking that confident as we actually have the camera pan across them. It does seem like the end of the road for Steel Shock.
Yep, it's looking that way. It wouldn't really surprise any of us, though, if we're being honest. But, I mean, the next game we're going to have up is going to be the German game. Now, that is going to be a close game. I think everyone can agree on that. And who's your sort of prediction on that game?
Honestly, I'm going to go with Killerfish.
Yeah, okay.
It's one of those things. I think Killerfish have the advantage. They've performed brilliantly at Reflex recently. I just think they're going to be the German team to watch. And other than that, the other team, I'm just not full of confidence with them. I mean, they're a good team.
Yep.
I just think Killerfish are better.
Killerfish do look very strong. That is going to be the game that's going to be next up on stream. For now, though, it is Epsilon versus Steel Shock. Epsilon with that 1-0 lead from that great performance in Hardpoint. And we are going to get this Search and Destroy underway. And I'm going to ask you, we haven't really said this, but what do you reckon the score in the Search and Destroy is going to be, Bryce?
6-0.
Well, you've definitely just put all your eggs in one basket.
Well, in fairness, it is Plaza, so it could go either way.
Exactly, yeah. It is Plaza. That is worth mentioning. That is a big deciding point.
We're going to see, well, even Jared McGee said it earlier, rush towards it, try to get in, make sure you're first.
No.
End the game.
End the game, as you do. Yeah. Not happy with the spawns.
Yeah,
you got to change them spawn. No, I'm kidding.
He's not happy. What is he not happy with?
I'm not sure.
He's not happy with something. It looks like his team are paying attention to what he's trying to say at the moment. We might have a small problem out there.
I'm not entirely sure, but he seems to be calming down. So the issue should be resolved very quickly.
Yeah, hopefully should be. We should be able to get into this game for you any second now. It looks like we are just trying to find out what is wrong there. Like I said, I think he wasn't happy with the setting, or maybe he needed to change.
I think it's classes.
Yeah,
I think a few players now are actually changing it. Yeah, it was his classes. He needed to try and make a few more classes than he hadn't prepared. Because obviously, when you're playing Search and Destroy, you may as well utilise the 5 classes he has available to himself, make them all Search and Destroy classes. However, quite a lot of people do tend to just use the same class per game mode. I think there's quite a few people who do that. Because the argument on Black Ops 2 has been you don't really need dead silence in Search and Destroy. It's only something that we're seeing more and more people do now because they're realising that it could just be as important.
Yeah, possibly so. I think the game's actually just started once again, so we're going to jump in board. Jumping on, first of all, with Epsilon Excellence.
Yep, Excellence is going to be the player we're going to start things off on board with. And let's have a look at the strategy from them. And I spoke to them earlier on. They said they've got some interesting strategies for this map, unlike anything we're used to seeing. And you can tell it's not an A rush, which is where everybody else has ran to. So can this interesting strategy work? Jared's already got first blood there, taking down Net. Excellence just waiting to cover that B dom area. He needs to be careful. He's got no cover to his left-hand side. And he does now rotate. It looks like they may be going for a B plant. Excellence taking down Blue, though. 4 versus 2 already.
You know what, I think it's an interesting strategy. What they're actually doing is playing on the fact that everybody seems to rush to A. So what they've done is they've banked on that and just sort of covered all the entrances to A. So they've gone around the other way and waited for them to come out of A when they realise they're not there.
Yep, smart play if I'm honest, but it's going to be 3 versus 2. Excellence still up, currently on 1 kill. Looks like they are going to get that bomb down at B. 44 seconds to go. And Excellence just run past them. No, he didn't. I thought he just ran past someone. But we can see it on our map exactly where those Steel Shock players are. And they are going to have a tough time trying to get this defused.
They certainly are. Here we go. Looking at these players now, what can they do? Excellence. Crawling along, he sees one, he sees him up there. Shots on with the PDW, shots coming back in answer. Jared is actually engaged there and been shut down by F90. 2 versus 2. What can they do in this first round of Search and Destroy? That bomb is down, and they need to think about defusing it soon.
Well, there's 2 players right next to that bomb. Is one defusing? Excellence is going to have to make that decision. McGee shuts down one. He was going for the defuse. Excellent picks up the kill. Fantastic play coming from them both. Great teamwork and decision-making to decide to go straight to that bomb.
Yeah, most certainly so, and that was actually great play from Steel Shock there. They actually almost had excellence and him on the ropes.
Switching sides.
Yep. Like we were saying before, you know, this could be their best chance of taking a map, and you know, there they looked better. I think is the best way of putting it. They looked like they could cause some damage there, but unfortunately the Epsilon lineup just outperforming, and we've seen switch it up, get on board with Steel Shock as quickly as we can, and Jerd is just going to say 2-piece, let's go. Excellence with another 2-piece as well.
Oh, that's over.
That's going to be round over 2-0 to Epsilon, and this is very much just going the way we thought it was.
Yeah, most definitely so. That was just ridiculous play. There you go. Excellence picking up 2 as he sits in there, picking up 1, and then he's going to switch and take the second one as well. That was kind of easy. They only actually sent 2 players into that A bomb site, whereas Steel Shock actually sent all 4 of theirs, and they still lost.
Yeah, I can see how that would be a bit annoying. But, you know, you're coming up against Jerd and Excellence with some of the best gun skill on the game right now. And that's going to happen as Jerd now going to be rushing in towards this A-bomb. He's just going to pre-fire around the corner, finds 1, almost finds the second. It's actually going to be 2 versus 2. No, 2 versus 1. A bit of pressure for McGee. He has shut down 1. He's going to be using the MMS. 1 versus 1. He's going to get challenged. And Steel Shock take the third round. First round for them.
There we go. They have actually taken the first round there. Steel Shock actually decides to challenge with the cap. Goes in and actually picks up McGee before McGee can do anything. And there we go. Takes him down very, very quickly.
Good decision to challenge there from Net. And that's going to give them a bit of a foundation to build upon now for Steel Shock. If they can win this next round, it could well be game on, although Epsilon's still looking like the stronger of the 2.
Yeah, most definitely. So how are they going to stack up for this one? It looks like Epsilon are going for a 3-man defense, and Steel Shock have decided not to push.
Yep, Steel Shock doing that well-known strategy of just taking their time, really being patient, being very cautious indeed, and probably just going to try and bait out the B switch, which is exactly where Epsilon have gone. Epsilon have committed 2 players now to B and 2 to A. So just by playing the waiting game, they automatically have a numbers game at A. So smart play from Steel Shock.
Yeah, most definitely. So here we go, on board with Steel Shock still. F90. Looks like they're covering themselves. They're looking to pick up, this has gone back into the typical S&D numbers game. They're looking to pick up a kill or 2 so they get the advantage, so they can push that advantage and then try and get a bomb down. However, what they don't have is map control. What they don't have is time.
Yeah, they are quickly running out of time. 43 seconds left. McGee shuts down 1. Immediately gets taken down himself. There should be another Epsilon player tearing him for a beat on. There he is. He's going to attack up F90. He's going to go for the pre-fire. Sees the red dot on his radar as well coming from Orange. There's going to be 2 red dots in there. Is he going to opt to challenge?
F90 almost got turned on there, and we actually see the Epsilon players trying to get into this middle area. There we go. Twin planted, Lucky taking down Net. Can he get you there? Oh, Lucky taking down F90. It's 4. Is still the only one left in there.
Oh, well, he's found 2. Can he find a third? It's pressure on Jerd now. But no, does get a kill.
Yeah, Jerd actually shutting him down the last second there. That was very, very close, actually. Steel Shock within a whisker of taking that round.
Yep, nicely played there from Epsilon. Currently 3 to 1 in this Search and Destroy Plaza game. Obviously, it is 1-0 in this series to Epsilon. Best of 3, obviously. And the winner of this is going to have that nice ticket to LA that we've seen so many teams pick up throughout the day.
Certainly so. So let's have a look. What can Epsilon do? Are they just going to shut this other team out very, very quickly? Let's have a little look on board now with Epsilon Jerd.
Well, Epsilon on the attacking side, and this is the first time we've actually seen them full on rush A. So let's get on board with someone that is actually going for that rush. It's going to be Lucky, but again, they've actually slowed it down as well. So this seems to be becoming a more and more common strategy on teams to just try and bait it out, but Lucky getting very unlucky there, ironically, with the hit marker on that nade.
Yeah, so they're actually doing what Steel Shock did last round.
Yep, Jerd is just going to be going for a cheeky little flank as he shuts down 1. He is going to find the challenge though. Lucky managing to stay alive. Has the support of Excellency. Jerd on the 2 kills now, and he's slowly starting to wipe him down. And oh my days, McGee with the kill there, but Jerd finding 3 that round.
Well, it was actually really easy for them in the end. I mean, we actually saw Jerd pushing up, sort of broke their concentration, and you see all of them actually lined up there. That could have been a triple kill very, very easily.
That could have gone terribly wrong.
Yeah, that could have gone terribly wrong.
A well-placed nade could have essentially wiped out the whole team, but it wasn't to be, and it's going to be 4-1 to Epsilon. Jerd with the RCXD as well, worth mentioning. Steel Shock now have the difficult task of trying to attack and get that bomb down in the Epsilon base.
Here we go, on board with Steel Shock Blues. They go for this famous rush once again. And did I see someone with an assault shield?
Let's have a look. Was it a Epsilon player that you thought?
I don't know. I'm just sure I just saw one.
I think you may be seeing things.
Jerd is actually bringing an RCXD in.
He's going for a bit of a wall climb as well. Does connect. Bomber is down though. 3 versus 2. Can Steel Shock try and pick off their second round?
I don't know. On board now with net. They have locked it down at the moment, but they have not got the numbers. As their Lucky comes in from the flank once again, picking up both. And there we go. They have shut it down.
Yep, that is going to be 5-1 now to Epsilon. And you can probably now see at home why we were saying this should be a very safe game for Epsilon. They are just full of that quality and full of high-class players. And what we'll do is we'll just quickly bring up the scoreboard as soon as we get into the 7th round of this Search and Destroy.
Yeah, now looking at Lucky. There you go. Picks up one. Already ready to pick up the second one. As he wasn't even turned around. He was too busy trying to engage McGee. So that's just brilliant teamwork there from the pair of them. They actually made sure they're both going at the same time.
Yep.
So at least one of them would pick up the kill.
Yep, quick look at that scoreboard right now. Jerd 9-3, 1 plant, 1 defuse. Excellence 5-3, Lucky 5-3, McGee 4-2. Unfortunately, Steel Shock Blue 1-6, not having the best game so far. See if he can try and switch this up. As we are on board with Jerd now for Epsilon. And you see, this is interesting. You know, Epsilon, the #1 seeded team to come through the qualifiers, and they're the one team that aren't consistently rushing this A bomb site, and you can see it's working for them.
Yeah, it most certainly is working for them at the moment, and it looks like they're actually going to try and secure the B at the moment. Jerd staying in the middle. It is a very nice spot. He's actually sim one. He's going to call that out to his teammates. I don't know if he knows that there's 2 there.
May not, but he's going to find one and connect on F90. Look, he's going to take down Steel Shock. He sees him in the
reflexes.
Can he get the pre-fire? Oh, my days.
Wow, Jerd.
What a kill to end that game on. Fantastic play from him. Manages to stay alive, manages to get out of the way again, then goes for the pre-fire challenge. Wow, that is exactly why people are saying
that is map awareness, that is reflexes, and that is gun skill, all wrapped up in one kill cam.
That is the whole shebang right there from Jerd. And that is going to be 2-0 to Epsilon, giving them their ticket to LA. You see Excellence just giving a few handshakes there. He's happy. He's going to be obviously at the Call of Duty Championships, who was actually at CODXP last time. And
he'll be joining his teammate, Prophecy Swan, who's also qualified. So 2 of them from the same team, but in different teams here at the European qualifier have qualified.
They have indeed, and they've done it in extraordinary fashion. Obviously Swanee a bit more difficult, if I'm honest, for Rapid, the Italians, all the way to that last map, whereas Excellence managed to do it in very comfortable fashion under Epsilon. And that is going to be 2-0 to them. And that means we only have 2 games left remaining. And what the amazing 2 games we actually have. We have the Germany game and we have the UK game. And they are both going to be ones that you do not want to miss.
Oh, most certainly not. I mean, in fairness, a little bit of bias here from me. I am incredibly looking forward to the UK game. It's been a topic of hot debate, shall we say.
Yeah, it really has. A lot of people are split on who they're sort of deciding is going to take it. I mean, Fariko played so well in the qualifiers, but then when it came to land, didn't perform the best. And actually speaking to those guys, they said, you know what, you can say it's connection, you can say what you want, we're not bothered, we know at the end of the day that was our fault, we messed up, it's nothing else. So fair play to them for actually, you know, coming out and saying that. Whereas on the opposite side, you have TCM, who didn't really have the best qualifiers, but still played very, very well. And it was the games which were the most difficult was where they played the best. And a lot of people are saying they should easily win this qualifier.
It's a difficult one to call. I mean, in fairness, I can't deny that the fariko.dragons lineup has been slightly weakened by the loss of Tommy.
Yes.
They have picked up a replacement in the form of Bizzle, a former United Kingdom champion himself, but he's not Tommy.
we were having this discussion earlier on about the Tommy factor, I guess.
The game changer. He's known as the game changer.
He is. He really is. And for any of you that don't know, Tommy is actually teaming with both Swanee and Excellence, who have both qualified for...
He's not here this weekend, unfortunately.
He's not here, unfortunately. He was supposed to be, well, could have been playing under the Fariko name, but they did pick up Bizzle, laisser. But how much of a factor is that going to be?
I'm not sure. I don't know whether, because obviously Tommy had played more games with them than Bizzle currently has. So, Bizzle, great replacement. We're going to see how he does and fits into this team. Obviously, Bizzle being a curse player, it's going to be interesting to see just how this all kicks off. But first of all, we do have the Germany game coming up.
Yes, we have DZS.Turtle Beach coming up against Killerfish. And that is going to be a very, very close game indeed. I mean, Killerfish, for me, they're the team that you have to put your money on. I can see it maybe being a 2-1. I don't think it's going to be 2-0. I think 2-0 would be too simple.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there, actually. I do think this is going to be a close game. 2-1, I do have to pick Killerfish. They have performed very well recently on land. They didn't have a
online as well, to be fair to them.
Yeah, they do play well online, but this is LAN. And anything can happen at LAN.
Well, if you look at the last LAN they had, I mean, you can only describe it as amazing.
Kind of a Cinderella story. Nobody expected them to do that well.
They actually beat Millennium as well. So the French team that just qualified for LA, this German team actually managed to beat at the last LAN event they attended. Yep. So bit of pressure on their shoulders, I would say. I think there's more pressure on Killer.fish than there is DZS, because they're the ones that have been hyped up. And everyone's saying, oh yeah, they're the ones that are going to win this game. Whereas now DZS can come in as the underdogs, and you know, it could be one of those underdog stories where they come in and they just take the tickets to LA.
Take everything.
Just take it all. Why not? Have it all.
Yeah, most certainly so. I think we are actually waiting for one more interview that will be going on any second now. We're just waiting for that for you guys that here. Obviously, we are in Cologne.
Yes.
I've had an awesome time so far. It's literally been a brilliant tournament. Some cracking games going on
so far.
If you guys want to tweet out the stream, please feel free. We will obviously pick that up and have a little look later on. So if you want to do that, obviously keep in mind the social media going on. You have a chance to win an Xbox.
Yeah.
If you send in some wonderful fan art, I believe.
I'm definitely going to try and draw. It's probably not going to go well, but I'm going to give it a go. I mean, it depends.
What would you draw?
If everyone's actually added, I don't know, fan art.
Fan art. Draw a picture of one of the players. Sketch them.
I'll draw an AK-47 on a piece of paper.
That's not fan art.
I'll draw a gun.
It's just rubbish.
I'll show it at the end of the stream. It'll just be like a little triangle thingy.
Disappoint me in a ridiculous amount of ways.
Yeah, probably. But it doesn't surprise me. But I'll try. I'll try, and that's the most important thing. But for now, we are going to head over to Acebek for another interview.
As Benson and Bryce like to badger on about completely nonsensical stuff like it just now. So that's kind of what they do. I'm back here again with Excellence and Bluefran. Bluefran 2-0. The magic didn't happen, sadly enough.
I guess Excellency was right. They're just too strong, and they were the better team, no doubt about it. And, well, I'd like to congratulate them.
Well, let's not go too deep on that, to be honest, because you guys are a great team. So you cannot underestimate yourselves. They were sadly just that little much better in this particular context, which is a shame. Excellence, you're going to LA. What's an Irishman going to be doing in LA?
Scottishman.
Scottishman. Well, almost the same thing.
Well, it's my first time there, so I'll probably just be doing the usual, just trying to make some money, hopefully.
Cool.
Yeah.
Still, though, going out there in, I believe it's in the early weeks of April. Have you cleared your schedule and everything?
No, I've actually got I-Series next weekend.
Me too.
Yeah, the week after I've got EJL, and then, well, now I've qualified for LA, I'll have that the week after. So I'll be busy these next few weeks.
So you're going to get a full support from Epsilon on that particular front as well, or is it sort of a paying it forward system going on right now?
I'm actually attending I-Series and EJL with Epsilon. Sorry, Prophecy. Okay. Yeah, that's me, Gunshy, Swanee and Tommy. I'll be attending I-Series and EJL 9 with them, and then I'll return to the Epsilon lineup for LA.
You made the particular match just now look so simple. Was there any particular moment in time where you thought, well, we may have some difficulty here versus the Steel Shark guys?
Well, going into the game, we didn't know what to expect because I don't think anyone's really seen them play. So we decided to go on like full force pretty much. But once the game started, we were pretty comfortable. Yeah.
Bluefran, you played really well with a completely unexpected addition to the qualifier last week. Overall, though, how do you think the weekend went, aside from losing against the rest of Europe lineup?
It's been really fun. Cologne looks like a great place, and the hotel is really nice. We're not used to that kind of stuff. So.
Oh dear. What do you sleep on in Portugal?
Against the wall.
Against the wall?
Yeah, on my feet, actually. I have big feet, so I'm just kidding.
That sounds like a very uncomfortable way of sleeping.
Yeah, kind of. No, but in all seriousness, I'm very grateful to the organization and especially Activision for putting this up. It's been a really great event. Wish it continues like that, and there's more to come.
Well, there definitely is more to come. Will we be seeing your lineup and your team anywhere else in the near future?
Probably in Valencia on DreamHack. That's easier for us to attend since it's near Portugal, and the organization we're representing now, Steel Shock, is going to try to support us there. So if everything goes okay, we should be attending it.
Before we go, we'll see Excellence again tomorrow in the tournament. But before we go, do we have anything to say still? Any shout-outs to anybody online?
Yes, definitely. First of all, to the organization that supported us here, and special thanks to Lord FC, because he gave us so much support and helped us prepare for this event. I can't take him enough, and yeah, thanks for everything.
So much love there. We're going to go head over towards Shannon, immediately followed by the Battle of Deutschland here in Cologne, as the German teams will be bashing their heads against each other very, very shortly. As that will be DZS versus Killerfish. But in the meantime, we're going to head over towards Shannon, see what she has to say when it comes to the social media stuff and what you guys have been contributing to this particular tournament. Shannon, what do you have to say?
All right, guys, I have in front of me a brand new Xbox 360 that is just waiting and ready to be signed by the winning team, the designer of Black Ops 2, and for some reason, only 5 of you really want it. I have gotten 5 submissions so far for this baby right here. We have got the classic Boromir one. That one's okay. We have a Gundam style, which is pretty good. Hello, girls, that's right, I'm back to steal your boyfriends. Bacon personalization pack, okay. Ladies, homework, jobs, guess who's back? This guy just wants a free Xbox. At least he knows what he wants. So now you see a bit of your competition. These are good, but I know we could see a little better, a little more. So get something that really make me laugh, that I really will think, wow, that's good, and then you'll get a free Xbox. So start submitting onto our Facebook/TheESL. All right, heading back to the casters.
Well, you heard it there. Send your fan art in, and we'll clearly have a look at
5.
There needs to be more.
I could do better than that.
I'm gonna make some out later on my tablet. We'll do it. I can do this.
Well, I want a free Xbox.
However, the case in hand is obviously we are going into the German showdown.
Yes.
It is going to be an incredible game here. We've been looking forward to it all day. DZS, Turtle Beach against Killerfish. Benson, thoughts?
It's going to be close. We know that for sure. Killerfish, my personal team, I would say, are going to go ahead and take this simply because of how strong they've looked online and at recent LAN events. I mean, I'll quickly run through the team that we've got. We've got Gunnelite, Kivy, Rox, and Ron. Now, Kivy's made a bit of a name for himself as being, you know, getting a bit confident in his team, which, you know, fair enough. You should be confident in your team. He's come out on places like Twitter and he said, you know, yeah, we can win the event. Now, that's strong words.
Well, before we go into fully talking through the team rosters, we actually have another interview, so we're going to throw it over to A-Spec.
Herzlich willkommen bei diesem Studio hier in Köln. Wir sind hier jetzt bei dem Finale für die deutschen Teams. Das war etwas Killerfish und DZS. Now, obviously, we can also do this in a more civilized language, as some people would refer to it. I hear some boo noises in the distance. However, Killerfish and DZS ready to rock and roll here for the German lineups here for today. Now, Killerfish, you guys have performed so well. This is Gunnelite, for those people that don't know. Gunnelite, you guys have done so well at Reflex GT. Yeah. How do you think you're going to be able to translate that momentum from that LAN event over to this particular qualifier?
Yeah, I think we can. If we, like, all of us got a good day, I think we can do this. Same like we did on the Reflex. Yeah, we're pretty confident, so yeah.
So if you go forward and you meet Millennium again, you think you're going to knock him out again?
We'll try to, yeah.
Well, if that's going to happen, I'll look forward to that. On the other hand, DZS has performed also really well at Reflex GT Namzo, knocking out the Dragons, actually. Was it once or twice?
Twice, I think.
Twice. Once out of the upper bracket and once out of the lower bracket. There's a lot of rumors going around that the German teams are online, they're okay, but once it comes to LANs, they are really good. What do you think of that yourself?
Yeah, I would say the same, because we don't have the connection like the other teams, and if we play against them, we always lose because of our connections. And at LAN, we don't have connections like this, and there's just skill. There's just skill.
To be honest, I expect something else, because everyone is complaining about our connections. Like, everyone's saying connection, but I think, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the other way.
So, Killerfish, that lineup that Killerfish is running right now has been picked up fairly recently. And they used to run with a lineup before. How has this affected your gameplay? Because obviously it's a new lineup, and all of a sudden the team gets boosted in towards new regions of success. How has this affected the team?
it didn't really affect much because I know them guys for a really long time, and we played like together like pickups or eights or something, and because I know them really good and our chemistry is pretty good, so it didn't change much to say, to be honest. Yeah.
Well, good. On the other hand, DZS, what do you think about these guys? You think you're going to be able to do it?
Yeah, I can't say because it will be a tough game and they are really strong, and I hope we will win against them. I just can say this.
Cool. Well, Gun Elite, well, Namzo, shake each other's hands. Let's get this party started. The battle for Deutschland is about to commence. Which of these teams is going to go towards, well, towards Los Angeles, California, and to represent Deutschland? Well, we will see. Benson, Bryce, take it away.
Okay, here we go. Like you said, the German showdown about to kick off. And let's have a quick introduction of these two teams, obviously Turtle Beach and Killerfish. Let's start off, first of all, with DZS.Turtle Beach. And obviously on their lineup there, they do have Kevin Lvotsky, who is known as Cytec, Bartez Zavada, who is Rensta, Christian Remus, I may have just insulted him, Christian Remus, better known as Jazz, and Sayed Ekarus, better known as Nimso.
Absolute fantastic lineup for this DZS.Turtle Beach team. They look very, very chilled out in that picture. You know, just, I mean, look at the smug grin in the very front. Definitely happy to be here. And, you know, this is the home game. We're in Germany. You know, they are the home favourites, of course, you know, because we're in Germany. But which one of those two teams is going to come out on top? Kind of have to favour Killerfish, and I mean we'll have a quick look now at the Killerfish lineup in a bit more detail as we bring up that stream graphic for you all. And you can see we've got Ron, we've got Kivy, Rox, and Gun Elite all looking pretty relaxed. I mean, like I was saying earlier on, Kivy, he's come out on the social media networks and he said, "Yep, we can win the whole event. Simple. No one's getting in our way."
Well, very confident there from him, and we're going to see if he can put words where his mouth is. well, money where his mouth is, I should say.
Yeah, true. This is the game that he has to win, of course, to get to LA. We've seen pretty much all the teams now, bar the Germans and the UK regions, go through to LA. So there's only 2 more games left of this evening of Call of Duty action, and no doubt this is going to be a good penultimate game to go into.
Oh, most certainly so. I believe we're going to go jump into this game. They are all in, they are all ready, and they are all just waiting to do battle for those tickets to LA. Seeing off their opposite number from the same country, obviously we're going to go into that first round map that is, of course, Raid Hardpoint.
Yep, Raid Hardpoint is the first map of the first round. We've been seeing it all day, and we've seen some pretty interesting results on this map over on this. You know, some different strategies being used, but the top teams tend to all have that same strategy, which is working nicely for them. No need to change it. Playing very well.
Yeah, they are, and like I said, it's going to be interesting. Both these teams seem quite calm, if anything.
Yeah, they do. It's such a contrast compared to a lot of the other teams and players that we've seen. These guys, you know, they're sitting down. I think it's more because this is a level playing field, more so than most games. This is really a level game. It's just on recent reputation that we have that sort of opinion that Killerfish are going to take it. Apart from that, it is a very close game on paper. Both these two teams very equally matched.
Yeah, most definitely so. Quite interesting in the interview, both of them just quite happy, quite smiles.
Yeah.
Obviously just happy to be here, and I don't know how that's going to translate into game. I mean, we saw, for instance, the French game where
oh, God,
the emotions were running high. One team said they weren't going to do well, and then just come out of nowhere, and unfortunately lost at the end, but the emotions running so high at the moment. But you can see here they all look so calm.
They do. It's almost as if they're just sort of like, yeah, we're just here to play a game of COD.
Play whenever we want.
Yeah, we'll be fine. Don't worry about us. But you can see, currently looking at the Killerfish line, there's Kivy, giving you a bit of a raised eyebrows, just waiting for this game to get underway.
Yeah, and I think you can see teams in the background scrimming there, actually.
Oh yeah, I think that is actually a bit of a war going on in the back. I'm not sure who it actually is. Just having a quick turn around, see if I can get a sneak peek. I think that's actually...
Well, I haven't seen TCM in a while, so I imagine they're probably warming up somewhere.
I don't think it is TCM.
Oh, really?
No, I'm not. Well, it might be. I may be wrong, but I'm not sure if it is.
Well, we've actually just lost someone out of the lobby, so I think we're waiting for someone to change a few things before we can get going. One of the DZS members is actually disconnected.
There he is. He's back.
And we're going to go into this game very shortly. Sorry about the short delay here at the EU qualifiers in Cologne. We're just making sure everything is set up and ready to go before we actually kick this off. like I said, nobody wants to rush things when this much is on the line.
So much to play for, and we've seen such a host of different emotions throughout the day. You know, we've had the ultimate elite of happiness, screaming, shouting, jumping up and down, hugging each other, and then the polar opposite, you know, the sadness. There were a few tears actually shed earlier on, which, you know, fair enough to come so close to winning that pretty much could be a life-changing trip to LA to play for $1 million, and then to just get knocked out right at the very end. Very, very unfortunate.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. I mean, like I said, but we said before, actually, it's disappointing for us to see it. We don't want anyone to lose at the end of the day, although it's competitive. Worst thing is, we always got this big screen in front of us where we see all the camera angles going on, and it just keeps focusing on all the dejected players' faces, and we're like, I feel so bad.
Yeah, but at the same time, this is esports. You know, you have those highs, you have those lows.
That's why we play.
Exactly, that is exactly why we play. The competition, that is what it is all about. And, you know, when you have a tournament as big as the one in LA coming up, the Call of Duty Championships, you're going to have some sadness. But as well as that, if you imagine the emotions now, imagine these teams actually in LA. It's going to be crazy.
Yep, it will certainly be crazy. All of them out of their comfort zone. Absolutely, and I think we are just waiting for these teams to actually sort a few things out. Back to the drawing board. It's actually trying to fix a scarf flag. They have some good-looking kit.
They really do. I love that logo, I'm not going to lie. Like the little piranha, it's pretty awesome. Really cool logo. And the fact they have scarves as well, that's amazing.
All out on branding.
They really have. And fair play to them, you know. The two German teams are going to be coming heads up against each other as we get this raid hardpoint underway. We have DZS Turtle Beach coming up against Killerfish in our penultimate game of the day.
Yeah, here we go, on to this usual map, raid hardpoint. Benson, how do you think it's going to go?
If I'm honest, I'm going to favour Killerfish, and I think it's going to be 2-1. I can see DZS taking the first map on the hardpoint, and then Killerfish going ham in the second and third.
Well, we're going to see if that pans out to be true, as they do the usual trick there of killing themselves to get a little bit further ahead. That does mean they get in there quickly. On board with Renstat at the moment.
Interesting strategy from him, actually opting to go straight up top onto towards the middle platform, takes one down on the left-hand side, tries to get the one on the right, but does pick off the assist immediately. Sees someone jump out of laundry window. There's actually going to be two. One is contesting, and that was Rox who managed to get that kill. Kivy in support. We've seen a lot of Cap 40s being used today.
Yeah, we really do, and there we go, on board with Renstar once again, as they have actually secured it at the moment. And you can hear a lot of the talking in the background, fast and furious communications going on from the players.
Yeah, absolutely. They need to make sure that their comms are going through. They need to make sure that everyone is in the correct place at the right time, holding the spawns, anchoring, which is exactly what we're going to see Renstar do now. He's just going to anchor that spawn, make sure DZS continuously get a fantastic spawn for the next hardpoint. They don't mind giving up a few points on the current hardpoint. It may not even be worth contesting, but they decided to do that anyway. But they need to try and get a few plays in kitchen now.
And it looks like Renstar is actually trying to hold down that open area at the side. I don't think they're going to come from there, so I'm unsure why he's holding, just in case there's somebody flanking, I suspect, which there hasn't been at the moment. But however, they still have it. However, it's been contested. He's now in a good position to try and lock this out. Picks up one. Actually looking for the second and gets taken down.
Yeah, he just jumped in and looked the wrong way. Very unfortunate that the player actually went to the opposite side of where he was jumping. But we'll stay on board with Renstar for now, as he is going to pick off one in the middle of the map. Can he try and contest this hardpoint? There's going to be two in there. And Good Elite goes big for his team. That's going to be three. Unfortunately, he does drop though. But here comes Nimso now. Two of his own and on that hardpoint. Can he try and keep control over it? He's currently sitting in a tree or a bush.
Yeah, he most certainly is. There he goes. Unfortunately, jumps around, gets taken down himself. And a good thing to note is that our score streak's now in play.
Yep, as we're on board with Rox. He's on a 3-streak right now. Needs to try and get the fourth. Unfortunately, no. Renstar shutting him down with the Cap 40. Does pick off an assist, though. And this is where now we're going to see Killerfish just rotate all the way towards Cash. But look at the DZS team. All four of them making their way towards this next hardpoint. This is going to be very, very tough for Killerfish to try and break through as Rox very nearly missed that. And Cytic very close to taking him down.
Yeah, very, very close. Oh, Rox actually getting taken out by a Hellstorm there from Gun Elite, who's playing so well. Still got two of his score streaks. So they push in here. Can they lock this down?
Yep, right now, Gun Elite 12 and 15, playing amazing so far. Ron not having the best of games so far, 3 and 9. Parallel looking at the opposite teams, DZS, Jazz 10 and 7. But as it stands, Killerfish do have a very fragile lead. But Gun Elite has that sentry gun and that lightning strike at his disposal. Currently has a hardpoint contested, shut down by Cytic.
Yeah, it does actually get shut down. Gun Elite still has these score streaks. He's not using them yet for good reason. None of them are going to be effective by this garage. So it looks like he's just going to try and push in with his team And you know what? If they don't make it this time, I think they're going to all back off.
Yeah, there's 15 seconds left. You can already see on the minimap 2 of his teammates actually go towards the next one, but get turned on. Gun Elite just got destroyed by Jazz. Fantastic play coming from him. Let's have a look at Jazz. He's on a 3 streak and he's on that hard point. It is currently contested. He is just going to leave it for 2 seconds. Not worth the risk. He's very close to his health bomb. Jumps out, finds one more. That was Kivy. We are seeing a very, very close German battle right now. Tied scoreline, 50 points to 50. 6 minutes 42 still to go of this hard point raid.
Yeah, very, very close, and I say we're on board with Jazz. What can he do as they move towards this basketball spawn? Looks like he's playing quite cautiously, actually, waiting for his teammates to get support before he can try and pick someone off.
Well, he has just seen someone to his left. That's going to be a very easy kill for him, and he gets himself a Hellstorm and a Lightning Strike. He's going to use them very early on. We're seeing more and more teams in this qualifier decide that they want to use their score streak sooner rather than later, as they want to try and get more control over the map. He is going to shoot one of the trophy systems. I'm not entirely sure. Yes, he did actually get that sentry gun. So DZS with a sentry gun if they choose to use it.
Yeah, and it looks like they're actually going to try and use it now to set up for the next one. As he goes up top, can he pick off these, get some space? Oh, how did he not die?
Oh, he got the assist.
He got the assist, and now this is a good opportunity for him. If he can set up properly, yeah, they're going to be able to hold this down quite easy. There we go, incoming sentry gun. And I think there's another sentry gun on the map.
That's Gun Elite sentry gun, but that should get destroyed by the EMP grenade. Jazz.
Brilliant.
Fantastic play to counter Gun Elite sentry gun, and he's going to continue the streak. He has a Hellstorm to use as well. He's going to get challenged though, and that was Gun Elite getting payback.
Never have expected him to come around the corner, lying on the ground, and actually caught him off guard. There you go, DJ Jazz actually getting up too with that sentry gun he put down earlier. That is now actually is still there. Actually, no, it's just been taken out. And you know what? They're playing so well. Both these teams are actually really close.
It is indeed. Killerfish with such a fragile lead. It's about to get taken away from them, as DZS do now have a fragile lead, but there's only 26 seconds left on this current hardpoint. Gun Elite's going to go in there, he's going to secure it, he's going to pre-aim the double stairs, but taken down. Not entirely sure how he actually died there. Couldn't see that in the kill feed, but let's have a look at Gun Elite now as he's making his way back towards the hardpoint. Has it under his own control. There's 12 seconds left before they have to start going back towards the initial hardpoint. He is going to get challenged though. That was Cytec just diving onto that hardpoint.
Yeah, it actually looks like Gun Elite and Jazz are having a little bit of a competition looking at the scoreboard here.
Yeah.
24 for 11 and 20 for 14. Both these players slaying huge at the moment.
Yeah, Kivy really not having the best of games considering how well he's been pumping himself up on Twitter and Facebook, etc. Really needs to try and pick this up if he's going to give his team a guaranteed chance of winning this game. Going to taken down from the side. Let's have a look at Rox though. We haven't seen much of him. He's on a 4 streak now as he shuts down Renzer. Look how close this game is. This is exactly why we said this was going to be a close game. These two German teams have pretty much laid it all on the line. Killerfish right now actually trailing by just around about 10 points. Well, 20 points rather, but you can see that kill feed just dominated by Killerfish.
Yeah, it literally is dominated by Killerfish at the moment. However, they are trailing by 12 points. That's all there is coming up just past the halfway mark. And they do actually have control at the moment. What can they do? This is going to come right down to the wire. We knew it was going to be close, but this is closer than I thought. But still, it's been all the way.
This is a lot closer than I think we both thought. I mean, there's 5 seconds left as Rox is just going to try and anchor this spawn for Kitchen. And you're going to see Killerfish get early control over this next hard point. He's going to find one player right in front of him. Do not get turned on. Oh, my days. Cytec very nearly doing a repeat of what we saw in Kitchen. That would have been ridiculous, but Rox managing to stay up. He's got himself a Hellstorm and a Lightning Strike. Very close to that sentry gun. He may actually use them now just to try and secure that sentry gun, because what we've seen so far on this map, sentry guns can win you this game.
Certainly can. Rox, he seems a bit hesitant to go in there, guarding the flank for his team. I think he's a little bit nervous. I said he wants to pick up that sentry gun. He knows it'll be valuable later on.
Yep, he's going to be trying to go for a bit of a flank. It seems he may actually be going to go and set up on Garage as we have a quick look. Killerfish have had control over this Kitchen hardpoint for a very, very long time. Rox is mid-map. He shuts down one. There is going to be one more trying to shut him down. He's going to get very weak, but he already has that sentry gun, so this shouldn't be too much of an issue. However, they have just lost the spawns, you can see, as DZS are going to be all over that garage spawn.
Yeah, most certainly. And you know what, Killerfish coming back with a vengeance. They've already sent out Rox to go and secure some things. And he's seen one there. Is he going to...
Well, there's a trophy system.
Trophy system just fusing that bomb.
He needs to make this kill.
He does need to make this kill. If he can get this in there, he can get the sentry. He's actually going to use the sentry gun. Oh, he's going to get taken down, and so is the sentry gun straight away. Unfortunately, but it picks up a kill before it goes down.
The sentry gun's still there. It hasn't been destroyed just yet.
It has been destroyed. It just stays there for a second, yeah.
Ah, okay. Unfortunate play from Rox then, but he is going to get himself in the hard point and get the secure. And Killerfish looking at coming straight back into this game.
Well, they are, and he just keeps firing down. They're making sure that nobody's going to come through that door, as they do actually hold down this point. And like I say, it's still so close. It's been this way the entire way along.
Yep, switching and changing. There's only 7 points in this game with 2 minutes still to go. One of the closest games we've seen all day, but Rox still has these score streaks to use at his disposal. He has the lightning strike and he has that hellstorm. He can use them anytime. He's already setting up on basketball. He's going to be challenged by 2 players. Has one teammate. No longer has a teammate in support. He needs to be careful because he is going to get challenged by Nismo. And Nimso actually going big for his team there. All of DZS on streaks. However, incoming killerfish streaks.
Yeah, here they come. They know they need to take this now. They fell behind by going early and trying to take this basketball spawn. They gave away so many points on Garage. So they've actually fallen a little bit behind with only a minute and a half to go.
Yep, this is a promising lead now for DZS. As Killerfish now do have control. Incoming score streaks once again from Killerfish. They're just going to try and secure, but no, a failed Hellstorm missile hit the roof of the building, and that isn't going to do them any favors at all. As Cytec rushing in there, having control. There's about a 40-point lead now generated in the past minute gameplay, as Kronk goes big there with that lightning strike.
Yeah, most certainly does. And here we go. We're going to see how it's going to all pander out now. Can they get in there? They need to take this. Killerfish in a bad position right now. They have got to try and take the points on that one and then take the points in the middle.
Yeah, it would all come down to this middle half point. It's probably one of the hardest sentry gun as well for DZS. EMP is going to be thrown. That should kill the sentry gun. It does so. And Ron trying to go for that pre-fire into kitchen, but Jazz just too strong. And there seems to be a bit of celebration coming from the DZS lineup. Let's have a look at Gun Elite. He started so strong, 33-27, but look at Jazz, 45-21, almost dropping a 50 bomb. We haven't seen one of them so far at the finals, but nice play from Gun Elite. Finds 2. Can he find the third on the hard point? He has it currently contested. Needs to make this kill as quickly as possible. There's the third. Great play from him, but that Hellstorm, no, doesn't actually kill him.
No, he's just managed to get away, and he's still holding it down here, Gun Elite. There is the smallest chance that he can make this. I don't know.
It's going to be close. It's going to be close. They're still on it. He has his score streaks to use. He needs to put that sentry gun down. Just trying to quickly do the maths.
No, it's too far.
Is it too far away?
It's just too far.
It is too far. So unfortunate from them. They left this push too late, and unfortunately they are not going to be able to pick up this map. But my God, what a close game we've just had. DZS coming out on top on the first game. 1-0 to DZS.Turtle Beach. And just see an Xbox fall off the
Somebody knocked an Xbox over.
It was. It was. Hopefully that doesn't affect his game. Otherwise, it could be problematic in the future.
But they were happy enough to win that. Like I said, it's a very, very close game there in the end. Got to speak a little bit about DZS Jazz. 46-24.
Amazing.
Huge slaying.
Huge slaying. But this is what I thought would happen. Having watched Killerfish and DZS in the qualifiers, I thought that hardpoint was DZS's strong point. Now, Killerfish have looked really, really dominant in the rest of Ds and their CTFs, so it wouldn't surprise me now if we saw this 2-1 to Killerfish scoreline coming from these last 2 maps. But having said that, a lot of pressure now on Killerfish to make sure that they don't choke this.
Yeah, there is an awful lot of pressure on them there. I don't know, Turtle Beach did look very strong, but Killerfish, S&D could be their map. It is that Plaza one again, though.
Yeah, at the end of the day,
rush.
Exactly. Everything we say about predictions in the Search and Destroy is blown completely out of the water because it is Plaza. And teams just play that map like no other map at all. It essentially isn't a Search and Destroy style game. I mean, they just rush at the bomb, which is something that we're not used to really seeing.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they try and mix it up a little bit like we saw Epsilon do. But I have a feeling they're just going to rush.
Yeah, I will agree with you on that. That seems to be the common theme of the day on S&D Plaza. It just seems to be an all-out quick rush towards that A-bomb site.
Well, certainly so. I believe we're going to throw over to an interview any second now as we go into it right in a second. Before we go on to the Search and Destroy Plaza.
Yep, Search and Destroy Plaza. It's going to be close between these two teams, but like I said, I'm going to favour Killerfish in this. And I'm also going to say if they do win this, they're going to go on and take this best-of-3 series. But for now, it is 1-0 to DZS in this all-German battle. And Killerfish have it all to do as it stands.
Yeah, they most certainly do. I said, it's coming to the end of the day here now, and I'm still surprised by some of these players, the results, just how these games have been going. We knew a lot of these would be close.
Yeah.
We knew a lot of these games would be close, but the intensity here, obviously, people have got a lot on the line just in these games. But before we go into any further, we do have another interview for you guys to watch.
Well, with that first match on their way, or actually played out with Killerfish losing out in that first one on hardpoint. It was a close call in the end. I brought Mello with me to talk about this magnificent performance. Mello, what had happened there with Killerfish?
It was pretty tight throughout. At one point they were drawing, and then in the end it seemed DZS just pulled out of the bag basically.
Definitely there. But this lineup from Killerfish, they've actually both lineups have performed miraculously well at lands recently, with Reflex ET on the way, and them knocking out Millennium as well as Dragons. What do you think if they can? Do you think they'll be able to channel that momentum into this particular event?
Actually, speculating before the event, I kind of thought that it might have been a bit of a freak event for both teams. Like afterwards, Killerfish made it obviously through to the final, which was the first time a German team had made it to the final.
Versus All-Stars, yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously they got beaten pretty heavily. This is a rematch because the two teams met as well at that event, and DZS got a bit of a whipping. So I think this is kind of like time for revenge. Going back to that event, Killerfish looked particularly strong on Search and Destroy, so if they can maybe tie things up here, like on the next Search and Destroy map.
Well, Killerfish did manage to take out Millennium on Search and Destroy during Reflex, and Millennium are notorious for their great S&D skills. So what are your... I'm going to go so far and say my predictions is that it's going to be tied up after this round, even though it's Plaza, so it's a little bit random.
Yeah, I think I agree with the randomness, so it could go either way, but I'm going to agree with you. I actually think Killerfish are going to take it 2-1 in the end. The whole tie, that is.
The whole thing, 2-1?
2-1 in the end.
So CTF after this for Killerfish?
CTF as well, yeah.
We actually saw a lot of, not as much MMS usage, actually, in our previous games. We saw it with Millennium again on SND. Do you reckon they'll actually employ that MMS a little bit more, even after the most recent patch?
I can see us going back to the rules and eliminating that, but until then, yeah, I mean, I don't know why more teams don't use it, because it is a useful tool at the end of the day. Obviously, for that reason, we kind of want to remove it, because...
Even with Cold-Blooded being boosted a little bit like right now.
Yeah, because it's not really got a place in competitive settings, is it? You know, you're no longer even really having to spot enemies anymore. It's just detecting it for you. It's ridiculous, really. But I don't know. It's something that we'll have to discuss with the community at a later date.
Well, I'm sure we'll find more details about that when the Dota Rules 4.0 come out. We'll see what it is. Mello, thank you so much for coming out, and we can go back towards the game. It's time for the next match. For Germany versus Germany here in Cologne. DZS versus Killerfish. Let's see who will come out on top with Search and Destroy. As Plaza will once again be a bloodbath. Benson, Bryce, back to you.
Okay, here we go. Search and Destroy on Plaza once again. The Germans going head-to-head. We're going to see which of these two teams is actually going to take it away here. Now, if DZS win this...
Be a shock. It really will.
It will be a shock.
It really, really will be a bit of a shock, because everybody is saying Killerfish are going to take this. They are so strong at S&D. If DZS win this Search and Destroy, they fully deserve their spot in LA.
Yeah, it's completely deserved. I mean,
yeah.
Just how close that last game was up until where it was, I think, about
close.
3-4 seconds possibly in it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be the same on Search and Destroy. The problem I have with the Search and Destroy we've been watching today is this map. It's been the same story all day on this map. It's very difficult to call with the way that this Plaza map works. However, we're going to see how these two teams are going to go in it strategy-wise, because the game has started.
Yep, we're going to be on board with DZS Cytec to take us through this first attacking round, and let's see if DZS are going to do something a little bit different.
They are.
It looks like immediately they are due, but having said that, Killerfish have done something different as well. They haven't dedicated all their players towards the A side. They've sort of gone a bit more of an even split. Now, as we just heard in that pre-match interview, these two actually met at the last European LAN, so they know each other's game styles very well. Obviously, being German, they'll play each other, they'll practice a lot together, so you would expect strategy-wise them to be pretty much on point with each other.
Yeah, also one of the very few teams that hasn't picked up one of the top players from the UK.
Yeah.
They've kept their full lineup. And that's going to do well for them. The chemistry is going to benefit them both at the end of the day, because they're going to know strats more intuitively than anyone they pick up.
Yeah, absolutely. DZS right now are in a 2 versus 3 situation as Jazz does shut down Rocks. Have a quick look at the map and you can see A-Bomb is actually wide open. DZS actually tracking back towards blue. Zone Spawn Redset is going to have to try and challenge this. He has got that player weak. No idea where he's ran to, though. Is he going to meet? No, he's backtracked all the way towards that A-Bomb site. And he is going to get taken out from that right-hand side. Nice play from Gunelite, making it a 1 versus 3 with just a few seconds, 22 seconds left. Gunelite's going to say thank you very much. 2-piece.
Didn't even get his gun up with the speed he got dropped there, and there we go. First kill to Killerfish.
Yep, Gunelite doing very well that round. Securing that A site relatively all by himself. That's a very risky strategy, considering how a lot of people have played today. Putting 4-man towards A to only send 2 people towards that A site could have gone drastically wrong, but it just so happens it didn't.
Yeah, it just so happens it didn't. Now, what are we going to see here? Looks like Killerfish are going for the standard here.
both sending a flank around to the middle of the map, but they are both about to run into each other in this middle here. And it looks like DZ have come on top. No, Ron has got 2, 3 piece there for Ron. Brilliant play from him, and that means they're going to lock down this inside area.
Yep, it's a 1 versus 2. Jazz has got the MMS though. He knows exactly where one of those players is, and he knows he's going to be planting. Is he going to go for the wallbang? He is going to go for it. He stopped
and he got away. He got away.
How he got away from that? Absolutely no idea. But what? How has he managed to get that kill?
Wallbang.
How has he managed to do that with the MSMC?
I don't know, but we're about to see just how he did it. What? Oh, there we go. For a second there, I thought he was just firing at random points.
I was like, what? But no, he managed to get a few headshots through the wall, and that has given him the kill. That's going to be 2-0 now to Killerfish, and this is exactly what we were talking about the Killerfish dominance in S&D. They are just so strong. However, let's not count DZS out just yet, as it looks like now they are going to go for that 4-man A-rush, realising that Killerfish aren't dedicating that many numbers out, but Kibby's going to go big for his team. He finds the 3.
Kibby.
Big play from Kibby. He does get dropped by Cytec though, but those 3 kills is going to give his teammates enough time to adapt. It's a 1 versus 2, and they know exactly where this attacking player is going to be. Can Cytec go big for his team though? That is the question.
Well, Cytec actually being aggressive there and choosing, he knew he had a problem, he knew he was outnumbered, so he knew he had someone weak, so he just rushed for it. He went, I'm probably going to win this. If I don't, I'm going to get picked off from 2 angles.
Well, it's a 1 versus 1. Cytec going up against
Kibby. So close there. Wow, these round by round, I mean, it's just ridiculous.
It is. I mean, Ron just playing a bit sneaky right at the very back of the spawn. Cytec did not expect it. Almost managed to pick off that kill, but Ron just staying up strong, making it 3-0 now in favour of Killerfish.
They most certainly have. Let's jump on board here with Killerfish. I'm actually going to jump on board with Gun Elite.
Look at Ron, 5-0.
You know what? Let's jump on board with him.
Yep, he's 5-0 right now. He has that bomb, and this is interesting. This is very interesting. We haven't seen this yet.
It's a reversal.
It is. It's just 3 straight down the middle.
3 down the middle, and looks like they might actually be spotted there.
I was thinking that.
Oh, is he going to run into the spike? Oh, that is unfortunate in fairness. It looks like they did for a different strategy, but it had no real direction. Killerfish actually losing out now, 2 versus 4. Gun Elite is in a good position actually to pick up a few kills on the flank, and he does so. And it looks like they might. The problem is the bomb is at B, and they're looking to get in A.
Yeah, Rock's currently on a donut. He's 0-2 right now. He does finally get his first kill. That's 1. It is a 1 versus 2. Would have been the 1 versus 3. Trophy system is in there. He needs to be very cautious. He's actually going to be running towards orange, it seems. However, DZS look like they know the bomb is down.
They do. If you just check there on the map when I was watching it, you actually saw one of them just look around the corner, double check that the bomb was there, and then back off.
Well,
and obviously he called out to his teammate, and that's how it went.
I was going to say, Rock's running in between 2 of those Killerfish players. Sorry, DZS players, not the best strategy you could ever do, but he wasn't to know. And Nimsto is going to say thank you. I'll take that first round for our team.
Yeah, it was interesting. Like I said, you saw DZS just double check the bomb was there. And he obviously went, you kind of looked around the corner, peeked and went, it's definitely there, come back.
Well, DZS now are going to have that attacking side. It's 3-1 down in favour of Killerfish so far in rounds. It's 1-0 to DZS in this best of 3 between these 2 German nations going heads up, fighting for their spot at the Call of Duty Championships in LA. Kibby's going to get first blood. Gun Elite and Rock all getting kills as well. Jazz is going to be left by himself. It's a 1 versus 3. He's taken down 1 already. He's going to pre-fire.
Oh, wow. Killerfish picking it up. Like I said, their S&D game is very strong. They just seem to win pretty much all the gun battles.
They really are just winning those important gun battles, and that's the difference between these 2 teams right now. Is Rox is winning that gunfight, which realistically he should not be doing.
No, it is true, and like I said, it's coming down to this strategy of going through the middle or going straight to A. I call it straight down the middle because everyone just runs straight there. So we're going to jump back on board with the Killerfish here, who are putting up a commanding lead at the moment in Search and Destroy.
Yep, they really are. Gun Elite is actually taking the bomb and he's taking it down in the middle. Ron's actually got himself first blood, taking down Nimso, but Rents has immediately responded by showing him down. Few kills being exchanged in 2 versus 2. Kibby's going to get 1 more. Kibby going big for Killerfish right now, and that is going to be 5-1 to Killerfish in this S&D.
Killerfish.
They just look so good at Search and Destroy.
I mean, they do look very good at Search, but they're just ready for it. It's like they're not phased when they go in there. I mean, a lot of players you actually see sort of whirlwind, pick it, just, you know, spray and hope for the best. They seem to just cover their corners very well.
They've definitely been practicing this map. You can tell that their strategy's completely different to other teams we've seen. Most teams just run straight down towards A. It seems Killerfish, they have completely different ideas. They know exactly what they're doing. They're trying different things up, and that's what's working for them, because so many teams have been sat here today and they've just seen this same A push, which is what we're seeing DZS do now, and it just does not work. As you see, Rod going big again for his team. I mean, we'll get on board with Renzo. He's on a 1 streak right now. Bring up the scoreboard real quick. Look at Ron, 8 and 3 so far in this S&D game.
Yeah, 2 versus 2, and DZS are actually in the A bomb site, so this could be advantage them. However, Killerfish starting to close in.
Yep, it's 1 minute on the clock. DZS needs to try and get the bomb down. Renzo has it, and it looks like they are going to settle for an A bomb plant. And Killerfish being very, very defensive.
They certainly are. However, that bomb's gone down. We start to see them make their move. How are they going to take this? Very tense here. It's all gone silent. There we go. First kill down.
Well,
Killerfish.
He's anticipating.
Oh,
He
wow.
knows the one is going to be behind him. That was going to lead. He jumped and he
Oh,
no! Rox
no!
goes big for Killerfish. He knew exactly what was happening. He knew he was going to get sandwiched. He anticipated it amazingly, but just unfortunately, like you said before, didn't win the gunfight, and that is the important thing. They just haven't won those all-important gunfights, and that is the difference between winning and losing in S&D.
It most certainly is, and there you go. Killerfish take that 6 for 1. Quite an easy S&D for them in the end. They definitely showed their skill and class on this search and destroy game on Plaza.
How Rox managed to get that kill, I mean, you can't expect anyone to come out clutch in that situation. But 6-1 in S&D to Killerfish. This is why everyone said they are a very strong S&D team. They beat Millennium, and Millennium regarded as one of the best S&D teams in the world, and they beat them in the last LAN in Europe.
Well, case in point, I mean, the people at home can't actually see what happened here in the studio, but it went deathly quiet.
It did. It went
silent, and that hasn't done that all day.
Normally, we're used to hearing the teams trying to psych themselves up, get that energy across.
People murmuring in the background when they're talking, but it literally...
Deathly silent. They knew that was a huge round. But Killerfish, they're going to level it up now, 1 map apiece coming up against DZS in this best of 3, which means it's going to go all the way to the CTF on Slums. It's going to be a very, very close game indeed. But to favour it, I mean, this is exactly what I said was going to happen. DZS going to take the first, Killerfish going to take the second and the third. They have a massive momentum shift now from winning that 6-1, so you have to favour Killerfish in this third and last map.
You do, in fairness, like you said before, Killerfish, S&D, brilliant. If they're just as brilliant as they can be on Capture the Flag, then they're going to take this away, because they literally are playing out of their skin now. DZS, respawn game type, they're still in it, so it's going to be close to call. If Killerfish put in the same performance they just did, they've got it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've got to go back to that first map as well and realise just how close that was. That wasn't a one-sided game by any means. It only really sort of went that one-sided in the last 30 seconds or so. But apart from that, that was a very, very close game indeed. And now it's 1 apiece, with Killerfish with a massive momentum from winning that S&D in such the style that they did. You have to favour Killerfish in this last CTF.
We talk about it a lot, to be fair, but the momentum and just the attitude of the players, it counts for an awful lot. When you talk about this higher skill, even a player with their head down can really start to, doubt themselves, second guess, make the wrong decision, and that's sometimes all it needs to win a game. So
very true.
With the momentum that Killerfish have now got, if they can carry that on, then they're laughing. They're going to be going to LA.
To lose. This is really their game to lose at this point, because they have that momentum, they have the sort of the positive mindset, which DZS aren't going to have, because that was a bit of a stomping, let's be honest.
Yeah, it was a complete stomping there. It was actually just kind of a one-sided S&D, one of the most one-sided S&Ds we've actually seen. However, before we jump into this last game on Capture the Flag, we're going to throw it over. Here we go, A-Spec.
Hey guys, welcome back here to the interview table. I brought Shannon with me this time around, as the social media stuff was going so well that it was kind of overflowing over my task. So I kind of rage quit what I was doing, so I pulled her over. Shannon, how are you doing so far?
Doing pretty good. We've got a lot of submissions in for the Xbox 360 competition. So competition is getting a little more stiff there, guys, but we still got a lot of room for more entries if you have something else that you would like to post. They're pretty good, though.
Are you going to be signing that Xbox?
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, hopefully somebody doesn't realize then who you are and gets like a little bit of acetone and just try to take it away or something like that. We had the discussion earlier on with the casters whether or not we should put our signatures on there next to David. Because, yeah, people will probably try to remove ours and leave his in place.
Oh, no.
Yes.
We'll ask them, please, do you want our signatures on the Xbox? We could do it if they really want it, right? Just send me a line. I'm listening.
Well, In the meantime, we have the trophy that we can actually win. This entire event is not all about just winning money, although that's really nice as well. There's 10,000 euros in total for this particular event, excluding even the tickets that you can win to go to the grand finals in Hollywood. But you can also, the winners of this particular tournament, bring home this trophy. Now, nobody really, people generally think like this is like a plastic thing. I can guarantee you this is a solid block of granite, and it weighs about 12 kilos, which is about 24.5 pounds.
Or 5 million pounds,
yeah,
it feels
exactly.
like it.
It's not exactly light. So I'm looking forward to the team. If one of the teams has to go home with this thing and has to take it on with them on an airplane,
Yeah.
that's going to be quite the experience.
They should have to lift weights with it. Victory.
Getting through customs, sir, what is this?
Exactly.
So, I don't know, how about you pick it up, like, that sort of thing, and then you break the X-ray machine and something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Still, though, we want to apologize as well. We had some minor streaming issues throughout the previous round. However, we are now ready for the third round of the German qualifier here at the event. And in all honesty, it's shaping up to be a good map because Killer.fish is definitely holding himself steady versus DZS. And Shannon, where can people contact us?
Facebook at the ESL and Twitter at just @ESL. Please give me your suggestions for MVP, any questions you have for any of the pro gamers here. I'm willing to ask them, and I want to answer your questions, so just let me know what you want to know.
There you go. Benson, Bryce, what would you guys do with this incredible bad boy of a trophy? I'd build a house.